Okay, there we go. Alrighty. How are you guys doing today? My name is Danny Coldblood, a.k.a. MusicVidiot. I am here in Grand Theft Auto 5, joined with infamous mystery hunter Delta 9. Delta, what's up, man?
What up, man? Glad to be here.
Awesome to have you here. We are we're doing I guess a series. I don't know what you want to call it. We're just doing a bunch of episodes, you know, in a numerical order from beginning to end. And we are going to play Grand Theft Auto, and we are going to basically analyze what we see. We're going to see if we understand what we see. We're going to get your input at the same time. That's why we are doing this in a live broadcast type fashion. So you guys can be right there and actually help the game progress. You know, if you got a good idea or a comment, and it can change the course and, you know, whatever, just talk to us. Hit us up in the comments below, and we'll read them as we play the game. This is my broadcast direct to YouTube, but we also have Delta in the headsets and Delta broadcasting live on Twitch. So if you guys don't like my ugly mug and you want to go check out his broadcast while this is all going down, feel free to hit him up on Twitch. Delta, yours is what? Delta 9 at, what is it? Or THC 420?
Yeah, Delta 9 THC 420.
Okay, and the 9 is spelled out, so that's DELTANINE THC 420. So, without any further ado and rambling on, I'm going to go ahead and start a brand new game here. And we are never going to use a manual save, are we, Delta?
No. Speaking of that, I'm gonna have to go save my change my setting right now too. But yeah, no, we want to work on an auto save. You don't want to work on a quick save. You never want to push save it like by going to sleep or anything. You never want to save because it's just going to forward time, and the goal is to not forward time. So yeah, we want to auto save and let the game save when it wants to save.
Okay, so my settings should be load into story mode and autosave on.
Correct.
So basically, to have everything work and have the actual phases of the sun and the moon line up and stay consistent with their everyday flow, we really can't save because it will fuck with the time.
Exactly. And
So,
you
yeah.
might also you might quick save and then realize you messed up, and there's no going back with the quick save because you already saved over the autosave. So that was your own fault, and then you have to restart the whole thing again because you messed up. So
Yeah.
just let it autosave and don't do it yourself.
Yep, and basically, guys, we're going to have to start the missions at the right time so it doesn't fast forward or rewind because it's not natural. We'll get to all that. So there's going to be a lot of loading. So don't, bear with us. It's going to be a learning experience for us all. It's going to be great for any hunter to be in this session because we're really going to be going through everything that we have learned, and we're actually going to be using some cumulative thoughts, hopefully with you guys also integrated within it so we can all progress together. So thank you guys once again for jumping in and joining me and or Delta. And yeah, let's get going. So let me go to start.
Yeah, let me know when your thing's kicked off because I'm in the bank right now.
Okay. New game. And it begins.
We don't have to be exact, but just so we kind of know what we're doing here. Try to talk over each other or anything.
Mess. MXX.
And also, everyone just noticed that the holiday right now is Christmas. That's the biggest thing here is to know that it's Christmas because what I believe to be the goal of the game is to get the game to end by Easter. And just to note that we need it to end by Easter, which is which is Easter Sunday. And as I said, it's 5 o'clock Monday right now, which is actually the day after Sunday. And when we start the therapist session, it's going to be 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, and the day between those days is Sunday. So you know that the day before or the day after Easter or the day after Christmas was the eclipse or whatever that we're going for here. So the Christmas is representing a holiday, which the opposite of Christmas would be Easter. So
That's beautiful. That makes a lot of sense
that's what
too.
we're going for here.
Makes a lot of sense. So it says the radar shows up. Okay, we got the flashing radar.
Notice how Michael also says, pay attention and no one gets hurt. Just pay attention to to the game, and you'll get hurt. Just solve the
Right.
mystery.
Let me go and make sure my subtitles. Yeah, they always start you off with no subtitles. And let me just make sure my saving is still set to. Where is it? Okay.
Notice the cell phone you're using as well. It's not like all stylish because it was set 9 years ago. They didn't have these fucking phones. They had these smartphones. We had these crappy phones that Michael uses to detonate the bomb in the bank.
Right.
It just sets the theme of things, I guess. Yeah, all the money on the ground here. Since Trevor's actually the one that makes away with all the money and Michael dies, quotes, dies. Trevor's actually the one that gets all this money here on the ground, so whatever you take on the ground, Trevor's getting, not like it. When you actually go to Social Club, you'll see that Trevor has the money. I think I picked up $2,000 there on the ground. So Trevor will have $2,000 in his bank when we meet him.
That's interesting to take note of.
All set. Phone it in. I'm calling it.
Anything in this here with these pictures here or the art issue AZ? I'm looking at some of these newspapers on the.
Nah, just like little things that you might pick up on by reading them and shit. Just.
Oh, I see what you're talking about with the
them.
cell phones, dude. It is an old school phone. Cell tower.
Yeah, it's not.
It's by cell
it's not
tower.
A fucking, yeah, it's not, Android or iPhone.
It's like an old school Nokia, like those fucking phones that used to break and like. But you know what? The one good thing about those old school phones, I have to say this, is they like held the charge for like a week. Like fucking.
Yeah.
Fucking for like a week.
Show me the money. Slow and steady, T. Slow and steady.
I can't go in.
Yeah, and the bank we're robbing right now is Lawn Bank, and that's actually the bank that's on on Lester's posters and stuff, like in his house. He has Lawn Bank mentioned, and yeah. Ooh, this guy just got ran over again.
You know what? I noticed on I actually made a video before talking about how Franklin has is it Lawn Bank on his too or whatever? No, it was the Liberty Tree Bank, and how I led to a certain tree. I don't know. It's just for a separate conversation, I guess. But you had me think of that. Now you said something earlier about this red light. I don't know if you want to repeat that, but I kind of liked what you said.
Yeah, just that red light's off pattern than the other lights. Kind of makes me think it's like a clue to like the end game at the fort. The Fort Zancudo bunker light is red and it flashes in a similar fashion. So it was kind of like it was like a hint at the end game. You need it to be Easter. Maybe that's where we need to go, is Fort Zancudo, between a certain hour instead of Chiliad. And
Right.
It's the red light that we're supposed to be looking out for, but I don't know.
See, there's a lot of shit here, man. It is forbidden to smoke in these premises. You know what's funny is if you kill Michael, I noticed that in that Tyler Palmer or whatever the fuck place that's called, there's no smoking signs there also, and there's big smokestacks coming out of those things, and Michael smokes and smoking kills you. So like, I just seen a lot of symbolism within the location and what was going on, and I think that a lot of especially since that one time you pointed out to me about the broccoli. Michael's hanging from that conveyor belt with the Chinese.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't want to kill me. I won't taste good. All I eat is,
The kale or whatever it was.
kale and broccoli juice or whatever.
Yeah.
And it just makes me think that I think that a lot of it has to do with what you do with your body in this game. Like, are you exercising? Are you playing sports? Are you meditating? I think that there's a lot of that incorporated in it for a reason. Right now, I'm kind of just testing the waters. I'm letting the security guard really just hold Michael.
Yeah, it's yeah, I think you have to shoot him. I've tried different ways to kill that guy, but
There's no way around it,
you
huh?
have to shoot him. Yeah, I think you gotta shoot him. When you're actually fighting the cops, when you crash your car and he tells you, like Michael tells you to keep going, follow the plan, it tells Trevor to shoot all the cops, but you can actually like trip the cutscene off by just leaving your cover. So the second you leave your cover, the cutscene plays out. So it's like you don't have to kill cops if you don't want to.
Wait, hold on a minute. Hold on. Stop. I'm stopping right now. When I just shot this guy in the head, Michael says, "Whoa, you didn't have to do that."
Yeah.
I shot him in the head. Would he have a different response if I shot him in the foot? He said you didn't have to do that, just like Lamar wants Franklin to get a haircut, right? Like you found out that maybe we shouldn't do that because Franklin's like, yeah, and I wish I didn't. So why the fuck did we do it?
Find some cover.
Well, how else are we gonna kill him?
I mean, do we have to kill him? Can I shoot him in the foot?
I guess.
Do I have to
You know
restart?
what? To be honest, I don't think I've ever tried shooting him in the foot.
He kills
Man, if I
Michael?
don't know, fuck
Is that what happens? They're telling me in the stream that he kills Michael if he gets shot in the foot.
I'm ready to do this. Now get in cover.
Oh yeah, he might. If he gets shot in the foot, I think he does. I think he pulls the trigger on his head.
Well, it's documented at least right now. It's at least documented that it's a question right now, at least, until there's further. Because that's a good, I'm looking out for shit like that. I'm looking out for that kind of shit, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And one thing I want to notice here is like getting in cover before they blow those charges on the door. The boxes that are right here says United Post on them, and it's got that eagle on there. The same eagle that I showed is on the basis on Edge actually showed me, but I showed in my video. That's the same exact symbol, the same picture, the United Post with the eagle that's on the Space Stalker. The fin of the Space Stalker, if you look at it, that eagle is on there from that exact logo. So maybe that's something to think about.
You ever notice that when you're standing behind that box too, when the explosive goes off, the steam from the pipes above you creates a white X, by the way.
What?
Creates it. Yeah. When you're hiding and it says take cover and you hide behind that Go Postal box,
Yeah.
it actually the steam pipes that are above the door will blow off, and the steam that comes down creates an X.
That's fucking cool, dude. Yeah, I never knew that, dude. I was like looking for it, but I don't know. That's fucking sweet. Alright. Let's go.
I'm setting the charges. They're on a timer, so brace yourselves.
Yeah, it is an X. I see it. Nice.
Fuck, you hear that? Sirens. Fuck the cops. D, hit the
Yeah, I'm
shooters.
back in that cutscene about to have Michael in the therapist office. Just so you know where I'm at in the story.
It's telling me right now that you just fumbled a heist on my screen.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Dumb as you look.
I think I was just done with the prologue.
Down for them.
So should I be killing these? I gotta kill these cops, don't I?
Speaking of, you don't have to. That's what I was saying. Like, I don't ever kill them. It says hold off the cops, but you don't have to kill the cops. You can actually just like leave the spot you're hiding and walk away, and they'll just trip the cutscene. Cutscene will just play.
Well, I already killed one, but Trevor already killed people though.
Yeah, I know. That's why I don't. It might not be necessary, but I just play it safe and always skip it. Skip shooting.
So how do you skip the
It's
cutscene?
not gonna hurt you if you skip it, huh?
How do you skip to the cutscene?
Just by leaving your cover and like running toward the back of the house.
Get out of here. Wrong
You should just trip the cutscene. Technically, I should be watching your stream so I can see what you're doing and stuff. That's what I want to notice. And we're also playing this to my streamers as well. That note that it's Saturday at 8 o'clock in the morning now. And I'm pretty sure, yeah. See, if you go to brief, it tells you that the mission that we're playing is Franklin Lamar. Franklin is actually in the corner of the screen. But we're not playing Franklin Lamar right now. We're technically just Michael in the middle of this cutscene, talking to his therapist. And what I want to point out is that when Michael goes and kicks the bottle and tells the homeless guy he understands how he feels, and Franklin and Lamar come up and they're talking about boosting cars and doing some skywriting and stuff like that. It's kind of like a different perspective. I'll show you that how it's 8 o'clock. Like right now, it's 8:05 in the morning, and we're with Michael, but it's showing Franklin at 8:05 on Saturday. But when we start the actual mission, Franklin and Lamar, it leaves us with Franklin. The time will be Saturday at 8 o'clock, which suggests that there's two perspectives here. The mission is with Franklin and Lamar, but technically Michael will be on the bench talking to Franklin and Lamar about where Berto Beach House is at 8 o'clock in the morning. So Michael's therapist session actually occurs while we're going to boost the red or white car with Franklin and Lamar.
Right. I see what you're saying.
So they're going to steal the cars, and Michael's about to go into the therapist office. And so it's like it's just showing you two different perspectives at the same time.
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about. I cannot skip this fucking cutscene, this area. I have to kill these cops.
I skipped them. Just
How?
now. I always skip them.
How? How you skip them? Explain this to me.
You're in cover right now behind like a dumpster, like a green dumpster when you start. All you gotta do is stand up and like head backwards, like you're running to the back of the house. That's like
I'm at the very first part with the cops outside, dude.
Oh, yeah, no, you have to shoot those cops. That's
what I was fucking saying to you.
No, when you're behind the dumpster.
I'm like, what do you mean running around the house? I ran around the whole fucking building. People are yelling at me on the stream like, dude, you can't skip this. I'm thinking, I know, but he's telling me I can't.
Yeah, I'm way far ahead of you. I didn't know you've been pausing the game. Like, I'm way.
Yeah, I've been.
Therapist office. Yeah, just like catch up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch up.
And then we'll keep talking. Yeah, when you go across the railroad bridge, and you're like in that cutscene where Michael gets shot. Trevor's behind the dumpster, and it tells you to shoot off and hold off the cops.
Oh, yeah,
That's the part. You can skip that. You can all you have to do is stand up and head back toward the house behind you, and it'll just skip to the cutscene.
See, but the thing is, dude, I mean, I don't know about... Is it really, and part of the awakening process to fucking kill all these cops like this?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If anything, it shouldn't hurt you to not kill them. That's why I always just skip the cutscene. Shooting them, if it's bad to shoot the cops off, then that's bad. It's gonna hurt you in your playthrough. But if it's not needed, then not shooting them at all will help you. So that's why some people try to use the karma theory and they play through like as angels. They drive according to the road rules. They don't hit anybody. They don't crash into other NPC vehicles and kill them. They're like very, very good because it won't hurt to be like that. Because if that's the way it's supposed to be, and you're supposed to be a good person, and you choose all the good options, there's no way that it could be wrong. It would just because you were just a good person the whole game. If that's the case it's supposed to be. But now, the theory could be, you're supposed to be bad, and then you're supposed to turn good, or you can be good and then go bad, or it can just be bad. It could be multiple.
Yeah, it really could be. I honestly
it won't
don't
hurt
think
if you
it
don't
matters that much at the beginning here. I think if anything's going to be part of, having the right triggers, I guess, in place, I would say at least stopping to view that alien might be key. Like, if anything's to do with these helping the aliens or anything with aliens, I think that stopping and looking at the alien on the ice, like right there somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
It's like right by that bridge, but I'm not doing that shit right now.
Now, I know you always pick the white car. I usually pick the white car in Franklin and Lamar, but in this one I'm actually going to pick the red car because I want to test something out in this playthrough as well.
See, I always pick the white car because white, is a symbol for purity and
yeah.
cleanliness.
I usually pick white too but I don't. I'm trying to test something out in this playthrough as well while we're doing the storytelling. So last playthrough I did, I chose red, and I got a little bit different dialogue and stuff. So I want to see what that dialogue is again on this playthrough. run it. But you can choose red, you can choose white. It's up to you which one you choose. But just so you know, I'm going to be choosing red.
Where the fuck's the chopper?
Just because of the fact of the whole obey tailgater thing and the whole Enlightenment, how you're not supposed to follow everybody else and you're supposed to be bad in some ways. And I just feel like it's the red car we're supposed to take, but I could be wrong.
See, I think, you know, red is more of a flashy, more of a sports.
Exactly, but that's why it could also be the white car. That's why I've always thought it was the white car. Usually always pick the white car, but only in my past couple playthroughs I've been picking the red car because there's different dialogue and stuff. And just different things happen, and I don't know, something fishy about the red car too. Probably only because I don't ever pick the red car. I always pick the white car, so I'm not really used to the red's ways. But the whole Enlightenment thing with the obey tailgater and following and how you're not supposed to follow people, like you said, tailgater means follow people. So, you know, I'm not picking that way. I'm going to be different, standing up to make a change. I'm not following anymore. So I'm going to pick the red car.
Because what is it? The white one's the Obey 9F, right? The Cabrio is.
Yeah, and the other, and the red one. I used to think it was the Felon GT, but it's the Debauchee, whatever it's called, fucking GT something. But I don't know what it's called. It's not a Felon like I thought it was.
Our Lord was crucified.
You okay? So where you at in your story? Because I'm just sitting here on a pause screen waiting for you to catch up. So.
We should not judge Michael. I just read that again. The dialogue. He said we should not judge Michael.
Okay. So you're in the cutscene.
Yeah.
You're about to be in the therapist office.
But think about that.
So
we should not judge Michael.
Let me know when you're in the therapist. Let me know when you're in the
Infinite
therapist
Mysteries.
office, and I'll let it on pause here. But the also.
I mean,
like,
right there in the
you'll
beginning,
note
dude. It said Infinite Mysteries. I mean, it's right in their fucking face, right in the fucking beginning, dude.
Yeah. But also note that when you do car missions for like. Well, in the beginning here, we're going to do Franklin and Lamar, and we're going to steal some cars for Simeon. But also note that when you do car missions for Franklin and Hal, whatever his name is, like the street races and stuff, that's all for you to open up the map. It's like it's showing you Franklin's special ability, which is, in a way, time travel. People think it's slowing down time. You are slowing down time, but you're also speeding up. So it's technically Franklin's the time traveler. He's not slowing down time. Like I said, he is, but he's not. He's speeding up through time, and in turn for doing that, he's technically slowing down time. It's called the Doppler. It's called the Doppler effect. So if anyone wants to look up into it, just look up the Doppler effect, and you actually see Doppler cinema stuff like that. So it's actually a hint of that. But yeah, he's like the time traveler. Michael's the one that actually slows down time, slow motion and shit. But
see, he just like John Marston did in Red Dead Redemption. That's why I think like that's also a hint, like Rockstar's past, like perspective of time traveling.
With the street races, we're going to open up the map for you. Like if you are on the therapist session right now, you can just pause the game and open up the big map, and you're going to see that there's nothing there. There's just a tiny little place for your cursor. In the big overall map, like pause the game, hit select or whatever, and you'll see the bigger map, and it's all covered by cloud. So the street races will actually open up the map more for you as it's taking you through your tutorial and teaching you the Doppler effect and stuff like that. It's all a tutorial for the first week of the game. But I'm going to go ahead and unpause this now for my viewers because I know they're just sitting here watching me play nothing. So just sitting here talking.
Well, I think that's all we have.
I see what you mean, though. I just did that math
Same
thing.
time next week.
I guess.
You'll see, like as you play the missions or whatever, like as you play the street races when they become available, you can tell it's opening up the map for you. By doing that.
Embrace it.
Whatever you say, Doc.
Yeah, not Chad. I understand it says not. It says to follow him, and not race him. But should we be followers and listening to that? Like, think about it. It tells you, Lamar tells you to get the haircut, right?
It's not
He
Chad
says-
watching your account.
Yeah, he's watching right now in the thing. Okay, like Delta pointed this out to me. The game says, Lamar tells you, go get a haircut. And then, if you go get a haircut, Lamar's like, oh, whatever. He notices it and he remarks on it. But then Franklin says what? Franklin says, yeah, and I wish I fucking didn't.
I wish I hadn't have cut it.
Wish I hadn't have cut
you
it.
Did something. You did something wrong. You didn't follow what the player wanted. You followed what
somebody else told you to do. And you followed blindlessly. You didn't follow for any real reason except for someone told you to.
I just want to give a shout out to Not Chad real quick. Not Chad has which is Zion Chad on Reddit and I guess Twitter and stuff. But he has a good theory on red X's and white X's in the game. But just so you know, Zion Chad, I'm not actually using your. I mean, I might use your theory when we get to those points, but I have a theory of like using time, and I've been wanting to talk to you, Zion. As I know we were talking privately before, but basically because I think that if we use your white X, red X theory and just like what you understand of the storyline, and we put what I understand of the mission order storyline by doing a natural flow of everything, understanding what the story really tells you, I think we can nail it. I think we can get a mission order if we just combine both of our theories together and use the white X's, red X's, and your understanding and my understanding of what we're being taught and shown in through the story to solve it, because I really do think the story mode and the storyline is the key factor here, and I really do think it needs to end on Easter Sunday, which is a solar eclipse, which me and my lunar, everyone knows me for my lunar aspect of GTA 5, so but I think that's what it is. I think it is a storyline and getting everything to time up perfectly.
I want to point out something really quick, just a small little detail, because the subtitles are on now. Michael, as soon as it goes to Franklin and Lamar, okay, Michael's sitting on the bench, right, and Franklin and Lamar start walking by, and as Michael's sitting there sulking, whatever he's doing, it shows Michael, but the subtitles are talking, saying what Franklin and Lamar are saying. And they say right there, as he's sitting there sulking, that you got your head buried in the sand. That's also known as being, like, oblivious, like an ostrich with his head in the sand.
Exactly.
Like, oblivious, like basically living through life completely not aware. So that's just another a miniature confirmation that we need to not just be the following fucking herd. We gotta be,
exactly. You don't want to be the mule. You want to be the mule driver.
Honestly, like, you gotta fucking open your fucking eyes and.
Everyone just needs to wake up, and that's the thing. It's all about enlightenment. That's why you join Epsilon. They're trying to find their enlightenment. You need to learn the lessons of the story to understand what you need to do, and the lessons are about your enlightenment. And
think
you
about
don't
it, dude.
necessarily need to join Colts, yeah, Colts.
I think I'm taking the red car too. Because Lamar's like, come to daddy. He wants the red car. But the other one's called an obey. So should I just obey it and let him have it and go fucking... No, fuck you, bitch. I'm taking the red car.
Fuck off.
You can go sit in the fucking... I'm the main character, not you, bitch. You had your chance and Rockstar changed their mind. Or...
Yeah, the game... I can walk everyone through the whole mission. I gotta get you a list of my mission times. Like, I gotta find that list. See, I can't put this stuff on Reddit. It's so hard to explain on Reddit. Like, I need to make it. I'm glad we're doing it like this.
You need to make your own. You need to make your own blog,
so
your own
information.
Fucking, your own Brian page.
I don't know where to start. Yeah, right. I don't understand. Like, I just don't. I can't put this into words. Like, I can show it. I just can't put it into words. And like, I have a post like written out and shit, like ready to post and shit. It's all like all over the place, and I just need to organize it, get it out. But like, fuck, I just can't do it. There's just so much information, and I know Zion knows. People on Reddit go fucking. They immediately judge really, really fucking quick. Shit can go south very, very fast. And I just can't put up with half the people's bullshit.
Right.
I love Reddit and all, but fuck. Sometimes, man, they can be harsh as hell.
YouTube's the same thing, dude. People
Some
don't
bullshit.
understand that, like, I
Yeah,
don't
but
know
at
what
least I
they
can
think
show through
sometimes. If they
YouTube,
think
like
that
we're
you're
doing
just
right now. Like I can show how like this is like how to do it, and I can show in-game proof of it. Like if I say this is about enlightenment on Reddit, you know, most people will be like, "Oh, you're talking like blind shit," or "You're doing this, you're doing that," and we don't believe you. This isn't about enlightenment. You need to find me in-game proof and blah 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 blah. Like I can preach it all fucking day, and no one would fucking believe it. But here I can actually show you through the dialogue as it comes up. I can show you through the in-game evidence that this is what the fuck's going on, and I don't care what people want to fucking believe. It's fucking here. It's in front of all of our faces. Just wake the fuck up. Like,
I fucked this up.
get your head out of your ass. Out of Uranus, I should say.
Out of Uranus, yeah. I just fucked this completely up. I hit the alien guy. I fucking Lamar fucked me up, man. I tried to fucking cut him off, and he fucking royally cut me, dude. Whatever.
Yeah, it's all about
was it-
enlightenment. But yeah, and like I said about like I just want to let everyone know about the autosave and like timing. Like if you think a time is wrong, I'm sure we'll see that on the first mission we play right now. But if you think time is wrong, then you pause your game. Like you'll see time forward itself on the mission. All right, and if you see time forward itself, you know you did something wrong. You're supposed to start the mission when the time for that mission is supposed to start.
Right, that's the
That way
same
you
shit.
can. That way you can get. That way you can get everything in. Like you can fit everything in. If you want to follow the 100% checklist and do everything on 100% checklist, you need to do it within a time frame. And the only way to do that is if you're like your timing is right on like other missions. If you forward time 12 hours, that's 12 hours of stuff that you could have been doing to finish by a certain time. And so I don't know, but like it's if you see time forward itself, just pause the game and reload your autosave. That way, and then let time forward on. You'll get the time. Say like the time starts at 9 o'clock, and you started the mission at 8. You'll see time forward to 9 o'clock. Then you can make note that it's 9 o'clock in the morning. Time starts. The mission starts. Then when you reload your save, go do whatever you have to do in the game, and just make sure you're at that mission start by 9 o'clock in the morning. And then the mission will start casually. It won't forward. Time won't forward on or anything. The mission will just start. You won't see any kind of advancement whatsoever.
So, fuck, I keep fucking up. So, you know what? I mean, I believed in that because it really did make a lot of sense to me. And when I went and tested that out, I went and tested your theory out, I found that you can become Bigfoot without using cheats by following the natural flow of things. You know what I mean? Starting that mission with Bigfoot, or, the Bigfoot mission at the right time to when it would end, right around the time that the peyote should be there. And it just so happens that it ends in the right weather conditions for you to fucking get that peyote plant and become Bigfoot. And that became big news. I mean, we did a discussion with Trippy on it. A lot of the stuff that you've, showed us or talked about has become tangible. I consider evidence in this mystery so far, honestly. That's why I'm definitely stoked about doing this playthrough with you.
It's all about what you understand. And some people look really deep, and some people look left, some people look right, but the answer is literally right in front of you. It is you. The answer to the mystery is life's greatest mystery. The answer to life's greatest mystery is like it's basically looking to astrology. It's the answer to life, and it's about you, yourself, your instinct, your intuition, your enlightenment, your path in life. And the only way you can walk them through it is if you understand it yourself.
See, basically, people are probably going to think this is craziness. This is crazy talk. What the fuck
they
are
are
these
gonna
crazy
think it's fucking crazy.
hipsters on?
Sound
But
like
listen,
a fucking sound like a cult leader, but
if you think about it, dude, like you're right, because what is GTA? It is a fucking mockery. It is a parody within a parody within a parody. But it's always a parody. It is always an Easter egg. It's always a joke on another joke.
Exactly.
Which is a joke on something that is as close to reality as possible. So why wouldn't
like
the
the
biggest
biggest thing too,
mystery of video game history be, not, it would have to be about what the biggest mystery in life is. A play on it,
And
but they're
the
going to
biggest
also
thing,
make
too,
it a
like,
joke. So why not make a Uranus, an anus joke?
people that sit there and say also that enlightenment's not the answer, enlightenment's not the way. This is bullshit. This isn't the way to go. That's not what GTA 5 is doing. You guys are crazy. No, you're fucking crazy. Why are you joining Epsilon? Why do you think Epsilon is the way? They're trying to find their enlightenment. They're looking for their path. The game's theme is enlightenment. It doesn't matter how you find it. It's about, well, it is how you find it. It's how you find your enlightenment. It's not about who you follow. It's
I mean, it
about
really
how you
is.
follow.
It is about
Follow,
they're going through
yourself.
their midlife crisis. Even when you beat the game,
Exactly.
Franklin's
You're in a
scared
tough
of like
position.
he's like, dude, I am afraid of this fucking midlife crisis you guys are going to. And the midlife crisis is what? A Uranus opposition. I mean, it's so crazy when everything's laid out. And the funniest thing is, dude, okay, is that the whole entire game, right, is people can say, oh, it's not about enlightenment, right? The part that gets me is that how can it not be about enlightenment? Like, everything points to it. Everything does. It really fucking does. If you just take a look around,
Exactly.
it's all about perception, seeing things, your eye. Like, what is your third eye? It's your awakening. Like, all of this shit points to it, and they knew that people that got it would be fucking like trying to explain it, and they would look like fools and idiots and insane, fucking like, you know, these crazy people, you know, and they knew that.
Exactly.
That's why they're laughing their ass off, and it's perfect. The way they did it is perfect. But the thing is, check it out. Say this mystery is not solved for 5 years after the game comes out. Imagine that. Imagine you spending 5 whole fucking years all on this game and this fucking mystery to pound it out, to get to it, to get to the bottom of it, and you finally do. You and the community finally get the answer. You solve it, and it is a jetpack. Now think about it. You're gonna be happy for a day or 2 or 3 or maybe a week or 2 or 3, but then when you're done with it, okay, you're gonna be like, looking back
You have
in
a jetpack.
hindsight, and you're gonna say, what the fuck did I waste 5 years of my life for that stupid fucking jetpack I was bored of in a week? You know what? Fuck
Exactly.
them bastards. I ain't never participating in another fucking thing, because that was a bunch of bullshit. But if the reward was a jetpack and a life lesson, something that's going to actually change the way you look at everything, and it's going to better your life, something that you cannot put a value or a price on, that's a Kodak fucking moment, and that is a real experience, and that is something you're going to buy the next game for,
And that is
because
exactly
you
why,
are appreciative.
That's exactly why it's the Textile City mural says it's not about if you won or lost. It's about how you played the game. How did you play? Did you play fast and slow? Or did you play fast, skipping all the detail to the life lessons that were being taught? Most people did. Or did you play slowly, paying attention to every single little detail of this game? I paid attention, and I saw my life lessons. I saw life lessons being taught to Franklin that represented real life. Those are real life lessons being taught in this game. That's about real life. And once I understood the lessons, I saw everything more clearly. And when you see everything more clearly, the truth forms. And what do we know that as? Enlightenment. And that's exactly what the cults in the game are doing. They understand the truth, but they twist it for their own gain. And money doesn't make you happy. So why are you paying Epsilon to find happiness? And it's I don't know. You're not even supposed to, just like a drunk will go to rehab because they're lost in life. They want to get better, so they go to rehab. They go to somebody else for the answers, and they pay someone else for the answers. Same thing with like someone that might be depressed, might go to a therapist, pay them for the answers. When you can find the answers the same way, all you got to do is look within yourself. Look up to the stars and look within yourself. The stars rule us.
You know
It's all
what?
about
I
enlightenment.
remember hearing a
and
commercial.
the ancients even talked about that.
Like, I heard a commercial in the game not too long ago. I even brought this up before. And the guy in the commercial was like, you know, if you're lost, you know, you're a perfect person for a cult or some shit. Like, if you're lost and you have no direction and you don't know, you know, where to go in life, join a cult. And like, I'm thinking, oh my god, dude, now that I see things in a certain way, fucking shit is so obvious. Like things that I've heard a million times and done a million times are almost like the first time now because I actually am seeing. It's perspective, dude. It's like starting the missions with a different character. You get a different perspective
Yeah.
of that beginning of that mission. You know?
Yeah. One thing I want to point out to my viewers too right now is that when you're in Franklin's aunt's house for the first time, and you're being walked through how you save the game, and how how you introduced to Franklin's wardrobe. Notice how they show Franklin's shoes, and then they make Franklin sniff himself, kind of like his clothes are dirty, which would suggest that you change his clothes. Like it just told you how to change his clothes. Now it's time for you to understand what you were just taught and change his clothes. But also notice on the wall there's an amnesia poster for marijuana. Well, one first, marijuana, go weed, yeah. But the whole thing in the Epsilon tract as well. Like you can, even though I don't believe in cults in the game and playing the cults, you can still use them as a tool. It's still a tool in your book. Once you understand the lessons being taught through Epsilon and you understand that it's all a bunch of bullshit, then you can see things more clearly in that perspective. But amnesia, they talk about amnesia and different paradigms and what the different paradigms are talking about. The eighth paradigm is about amnesia. The ninth paradigm is still being written. The ninth paradigm would technically be your enlightenment. The eighth paradigm is amnesia, which is like you're asleep. It's your dream state. So, and that's what like marijuana, technically, does. It mellows you out, shit like that. You're dreaming on drugs and shit like that. And so to see amnesia poster with the marijuana smoke shop, plays a whole big part in that mystery because it is about amnesia. It's about your dream. It's about the dream state. And Devin Weston at the end, not Devin Weston. I always get them two names confused. Steve Haynes. He's on the Ferris wheel, and when you go to kill him with option C, he says, this is what happens when dreams, and he points to Los Santos as the Los Santos is the dream world. And then he points to the water and says, and reality. And this is what happens when dreams and reality collide. What happens when dreams and reality collide? Like what happens when anything like that collides together? It would create chaos. It will create like a tsunami type effect. If water collided with the Los Santos, it would create a tsunami. And that's technically what he's talking about. The real life aspect of the game is the astrology, the water, the space, and how everything manipulates the water. That's the real life aspect, and the whole basis of life in general of the game is the real life. But the dream world is the game, and Los Santos, and living the dream in LA, and it's all just play on words, duality, double meaning bullshit, and yeah.
You know what's funny?
It's just all about enlightenment. That's what it really is. You just have to figure out your enlightenment to life, understand, and not even about your life. I'm not telling you, if you're a Christian or a Jew or Hindu or whatever, just go and just research enlightenment. Just understand what enlightenment in general is. I'm not saying go you yourself have to find enlightenment, but at least understand what enlightenment means. And if you understand what enlightenment means, maybe you can see more clearly of what the game is trying to do. And Michael and Trevor are going through their Uranus opposition, which is their midlife crisis. Franklin was born and raised in this city, and both Franklin and Michael came from a different city to Los Santos. And enlightenment, is your midlife crisis, and you have to try to figure out and make change in your life and figure out what's best for you for the next half of your life. And if you learn from Trevor and Michael, then Franklin shouldn't just know what to do. He should just know where to go in life. He should know the answers and figure it out. Since Franklin was born in Los Santos, he can actually help out Trevor and Michael through their midlife crisis by helping them out through the city that he was born and raised in, and make them understand why people in Los Santos are the way they are, and help them through it. And even Michael says at the beginning, he says, maybe just imported palm trees or for an understanding of what the fuck I'm doing on this earth. He doesn't understand, and he's confused, and he wanted to live the dream of living in Los Santos with the palm trees and the sun instead of living in North Yankton or in Ludendorff in his trailer with snow all around him all the time, and he's always depressed and robbing places. he wanted to change. But in a midlife crisis, you hang out with, I guess, younger people or older people as a mentor, and that's why Michael also has Devin Weston as a mentor, and he gets him into Solomon Richards, who then Solomon becomes his mentor. So there's older guys helping, and there's younger guys helping as well. And it just all helps you through your midlife crisis. And if you understand that, then you understand the story being taught here. And you'll just see everything more clearly. You'll just understand what to do, understand where to go, understand that the moon and the sun are involved greatly, more than you think they are. And it's all a play on it. It's just about what you know and how you look at it. But it's all literally right in front of your face. It's just about how you look at it.
It's all about perception, man.
Yeah.
What kind of clothes? I'm trying to wonder if like it matters what kind of clothes I. Thinking of doing
Horribly.
thinking about doing the track jacket.
I'm just driving around aimlessly because I'm talking. I'm not really focused on the mission, and I should be. So I'm just gonna restart. Not restart completely, but I'm gonna reload the save file here.
Yeah, I want to wear this track jacket. The blimp has now been unlocked. Ah.
And you'll notice that the game walks you through a lot of stuff. Like when Michael tells Franklin, tomorrow, today's lesson about humility. Franklin never looked at himself as a pest. Michael says, then today's lesson is about humility. Tomorrow we'll try a training montage. The training montage literally occurs. Like, it is the training of the game. The game will walk you through everything you need to know. Absolutely everything.
Yeah,
and it's basically the tutorial of the game. So that's what your training montage is. He's being serious. He's trying to teach Franklin, and the game itself is trying to teach you the Enlightenment. So if he says it's a training montage, it's a training montage. If he tells you the next lesson is about something else, it's about that. You need to learn the lessons being taught. And they talk about a midlife crisis constantly. So it's definitely about the lessons being taught. For sure.
What was that one website? What was it?
But if anyone, I was saying before too, Zion, if he's still watching too, just a shout out to him, just because he has a good theory on mission orders. Him and Jetpack Jones over on Reddit. You guys should go check out their posts there on that, because they do have really good theories on it. Like the game kind of tells you that what not to do and what to do by the red X or the white X.
Now this is something that you brought up before, missions. Dude. With this ego chaser website, I'm looking at it and it shows the map and it shows the 3 characters' colors basically with the 3 triathlons. Do you think that those characters should do those 3 triathlons? Like, should Trevor do the one at the beach? Like the Michael do one at Alamo Sea, and then Franklin do the other one?
Yeah, because that's what I was saying to you a while ago. I noticed that all 3 of them had three colors on the map, and technically, if you think about it, Franklin shouldn't really be doing a triathlon. He's not really into about getting into shape and shit. Here I am just aimlessly driving around. Maybe I shouldn't fucking stream this at the moment while I talk.
Stay streaming because we're gonna start the mission now, right? Anyway.
Which one? Simeon mission? Yeah, I gotta reload my save file because I'm aimlessly driving around again because I wasn't talking. I'm not paying attention. But the 3 triathlons though, like Franklin shouldn't technically be doing triathlons because he's not about exercise at this point in time. He only should do them if Michael does them first, because Michael's his mentor. He's learning from Franklin, vice versa. So, and actually it's Michael that gets to meet Marianne first anyway, so it kind of points to the fact that it is Michael that's teaching Franklin what to do. But if you also look on the Social Club website for the triathlons, you'll notice that there's what is it? The little pictures on the triathlon images. You'll notice that each one has a picture of the person that's supposed to be doing the triathlon. You'll see their outfit that they're wearing. Each character has a specific outfit, and you can clearly all see them on the Social Club website, which means they all do have their own triathlon to do. They all meet Marianne individually, and they all have a triathlon to do because they meet Marianne individually. 100% checklist doesn't tell you that you have to do all of them. Only Franklin's is available. But in order for Franklin to do it, Michael should be doing it because Franklin's learning from Michael. So it would tell you that you should also be doing Michael as well as Franklin.
You
Trevor,
know,
maybe not, but he does have his own as well. So
check this out too. Like I'm looking at the site, right? And
yeah,
it's got the map, it's got the 3 triathlons, but for some odd reason, there's like certain things that are like lit up on this map. Like Fort Zancudo is lit up like a fucking Christmas tree, lit up. You got the whole city down there, and then there ain't shit. No other buildings really lit up. Kind of little dots here and there, but I mean, all of Fort Zancudo is just like there on the map, like kind of like stuck out your sore thumb. And then the last words on this page say, grind it, pound it, pulverize it for hours. Don't tell me we're supposed to sit at fucking Fort Zancudo for fucking 30 hours, fucking pounding it like a fucking Jimothy fucking jetpack quest. Because I'll
I
fucking
don't
kill
know if that
somebody.
really. I mean, I don't really know if that's really what it means because the triathlon site's just showing you where the triathlons are. Nothing there tells you to look at Fort Zancudo other than it's lit up like a Christmas tree. Nothing would tell you that it was to look at that to mean that. I would apply that to the triathlon, those words to the triathlons, not and like a sexual joke, but I wouldn't apply that to like Fort Zancudo. I mean, it's possible though. I mean, anything is possible, but as far as it being a triathlon website and showing you the triathlons, I don't know if it'd be suggesting you go to Fort Zancudo to do it.
We
But again,
got,
could be. I pointed out a while ago that you know the Heist when Heists were released, when Fort Zancudo was circled in the Heist picture, but yet we don't have an active Heist or a Heist setup and online that is located at Fort Zancudo. So what the fuck was it hinting at? Maybe there
right,
is a Heist at Fort Zancudo and they're hinting at it.
right.
Like go here. There was a circle on Pacific Bluffs and then there was a circle on Fort Zancudo, and the circles were representing online heists for the heist setups. That's where heist setup missions occur. So what is at Pacific Bluffs and what is at Fort Zancudo that's part of a setup mission?
I don't know. Hey, you know that picture above Franklin's couch? His aunt's couch? What is that, like the North Star or something?
Yeah, I think so. It's the North Guiding Star.
It's pretty cool. Okay, so right
Yeah,
after
I'm in the mission, by the way. Like I just started the Simeon mission, so whenever you're ready to go there,
all right,
I'll walk you through this one too.
I'll go there right now. Now, does this matter what time we start this mission?
I thought it did, but when I just walked into it, it didn't. No, I don't think it matters actually. This one doesn't matter. No, this isn't on the mission. So you can just walk up to this one any time. The next Simeon mission, I believe, starts at 9 o'clock. Pretty sure. We'll
Okay,
find
so who's supposed to be doing all these stunt jumps and shit then? Does that shit matter, you think, or what? Because I don't really see
that's what
anybody
I
as
was
like
saying.
a risk
Well,
taker.
I
It was
told
Trevor,
you-
maybe. Trevor's like a
I mean, I
fucking
told
crazy.
you a long time ago, long time ago, before, like when I first told you before I told anyone about my mission orders and doing everything in a natural flow, that you can get things done while you're on the missions. Like it calls for 25 under the bridges, and you can actually get 25 under the bridges done while you're on missions. Like the game will guide you right through those missions. You have every opportunity to fly under the bridge and do it, and you can get 25 done right there. You can also do the knife flights, and you can also do stunt jumps. Like as you're driving around, you might see a stunt jump, and it might be a little stunt jump to a shortcut on your GPS trail. Take it. You need to get them done anyway, so just take it. Get it done while you're on the mission.
Nice.
This way, now you don't have to do them all, but if you do it in that way you have time for other stuff to do when you're in free mode. You'll already have done the stunt jump, so you on the mission, so you don't have 25 to do just aimlessly driving around town, killing time, just doing random stunt jumps.
Right.
Then again, you might not
See,
even have to do
somebody,
anything at all.
their name already passed up, so I can't see who said it, but somebody just pointed out that the star on that picture is a zodiac, the star from the zodiac circle. They said search it. And then we got Curtin Gads asking about the shoes from the hippie camp. We we made a connection. Delta says basically that the mural is the Chiliad mural is the key to this mystery, and the guide is the hippie camp. So if something's at the hippie camp, we could basically find it somewhere else in the game, and that's going to be basically some level of a clue. So we did end up finding those shoes at Merle Abraham's house, which is that. Well, we think it could be the killer, but it might not be. We don't even want to say that because there's no actual proof. It could actually be somebody else. I don't know if you want to go and disclose any of that information yet, or if you want to get to that at a later time. But
just basically, Merle. Well, first up, my inner Trevor over on Reddit pointed out that their shoes were located inside Merle Abrams' house, and some other stuff about the running shoes and how running or hiking might be involved, and it's a really good post, so people can go check that out. But the shoes were also found at the hippie camp, which also might be a good suggestion that that theory is correct, that those shoes are needed. Maybe we do go for a hike up Mount Chiliad, because hiking up Mount Chiliad actually represents enlightenment as well. So maybe it is a walk up Chiliad that we need to do. Hiking maybe is involved. Maybe hiking means the Alturist. Maybe you kill the hikers and take them to the Alturist camp. But shoes definitely should be involved because they're on top. They're on those wires inside the house. But what are you hide?
I'm fucking talking to Simeon, and he's like, it seems like I always let people tell me what to do. He's like, I gotta move. Franklin says to Simeon, I gotta move forward in my life. It seems like I always let people tell me what to do, and I do it. And nothing changes. Like, hold on, I think it'll tell me right here in the dialogue.
Exactly.
He says, I gotta wait, don't I? Yeah, I gotta wait for it to show up because it's not gonna show up. But yeah, dude, it's fucking hilarious. Dude, that is so funny. That's like the clue right there. Not to fucking listen to what everyone's telling him to do because nothing's gonna change. Franklin just told you guys.
Exactly. And like, even if you choose option, I think option C. I rarely ever killed one of the other two characters. But if you choose option A, kill Michael. I think it is. Is that option A? I think it is option A. If you kill option A, kill Michael.
I never had a black sun. Would that be an eclipse?
Michael will actually tell you that. I'm gonna go off this stunt jump right here. Michael will actually tell you that it's that Franklin became a 3-bit gangster. He said you changed, Franklin. He said you made it. You made it to a 3-bit gangster. You became a 3-bit gangster, and that's what that's what Michael told Franklin in the very beginning of the game when Franklin met Michael for the first time at his house. He says maybe go to college, then you can rob people. It's called capitalism or something. And he said. Then he's like, you can rob, steal, you hurt people, and maybe, just maybe, you'll become a 3-bit gangster. And then he talks about the training montage and all that shit, about guiding him through life. So, is that like I don't know, is that like a clue?
It could be, dude. It could be. I wish. See, it doesn't tell you. For some reason, it won't even say that in the dialogue. Like what I just told you, he said. It's not saying that. It's not saying what. See, that one. I bet, dude. That went over my head so many times. So many times that went over my head.
But see, it's like like I said, like when you understand enlightenment too, you understand like why it's like this. Like some people might be sitting here watching this right now and still not understand what we mean by some of this dialogue. Some of this dialogue, how do you know this means enlightenment? Well, you need to research enlightenment and understand enlightenment and the enlightenment process in general to understand the theme of things in the game. And once you understand that, you'll see everything more clear.
Right.
You will see truth for him. All you got to do is believe and you'll awaken, and you'll see truth for him. Right before your eyes, right in front of you. And everything will just be more clear. When they say something in the game, you'll be like, that's why they say it. That's funny. That goes with enlightenment, and I know why. And then you'll just know what to do.
We got work to do, employee of the month.
I see what you're saying, dude. It does make sense. I want to see what he says about the haircut right now.
Let's go to Vespucci.
Because I didn't get the haircut.
And you still rolling with that old raggedy ass hair? That country bumpkin shit is enough to get us.
I forget what he says.
I never took you to be old hairstylist type bitch, but now it's all starting to make sense.
I haven't really been listening to my dialogue because I've been just playing along. I'm talking, so I'm not really focused. I should
You know what he
technically
doesn't
watch
say?
your. I should watch your stream so that I know what the hell people are saying and shit. I can help answer some questions.
He just makes fun of. He just makes fun of Lamar right back. He's like, oh, I didn't think you'd be the hairstylist type of guy, or whatever. Like, kind of like make fun of him. But if you do get your hair cut and listen to Lamar for whatever reason unknown, he's like, yeah, and I wish I didn't. So it's telling me not to do it. I like that a lot, dude. Because right there in that talk with Simeon, I love it. I love that. He tells Simeon, it's time I got to move forward in my life. I'm always listening to people and following them, and nothing ever changes.
Yep. And then Simeon, too, he'll also say, like, you tell me what you want, and I'll tell you exactly why it cannot be.
That's what he says right after it. Yeah, that's exactly what he says right after it.
Exactly.
And Franklin's like, what?
And then they ask you to do something above and beyond. You fall out, fools get capped, and then you start all over again with some other fool.
Where the fuck you get that from?
Dude, I'm doing horrible on this mission right now. I don't know.
Dude, did you see that? Did you see what you were just talking about? Well, you brought that up too. This
I
dialogue
can't play
that you
and
said.
talk at the same time.
I wonder if
I'm doing
I could
horrible.
see. Okay, so he says, that's Simeon a funny dude. Lamar says, that's Simeon a funny dude, though, huh? It's gonna be a shame when we get to book his ass and jack him for all this shit. Okay, and then Franklin says, what the fuck you talking about? You a psychotic motherfucker. And then Lamar says, that's how shit works, ain't it? You do some jobs for a fool, develop a little uneasy relationship, and then they ask you to do something above and beyond. You fall out, fools get capped, and you start all over again with some other fool. Where the fuck did you get that from? That ain't my life, dummy. So that's basically sick, because that's what happens if you kill, like, one of the characters.
What happens if you kill Michael, he'll call Lamar at the end and basically tell him, like, he rolled with Michael for a while. Do you have a fallout? Dude gets capped, and you start all over with some other nigga.
Right.
Well, and so he picks up the phone and he calls Lamar as he's walking into the sunset at the end game. If you kill Michael,
and then you start all over again.
The wrong fucking and then you start all over again.
And
so that's the wrong move. You haven't changed. You don't understand anything if you've done that.
Exactly, dude. And right there, even Franklin says after he says that, where the fuck did you get that from? That ain't my life, dummy. Basically saying, dude, if you do that, you're just wow. And then Lamar says, how about the boy with the eye from around the way, Marcus or something? The boy with the
that
eye.
Dude had it coming to him. And like even in the trailer for GTA 5, like Franklin knows he's surrounded by idiots. He wants out of gang life. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to be around this life anymore. He wants a change. Tanisha, the first fucking text message you get from Tanisha will tell her that will be telling Franklin that he needs a change. She doesn't want this life anymore. She never has. It's not about the money. She needs you to change, and until that time comes or something, I forget exactly what she says. Actually, let me pull it up.
That's crazy, dude.
I don't know, I don't know why I'm writing to you, but trust me, it's not because secretly I want to get back together. I don't. Not now, not ever. You are who you are, and that is that. I waited and nothing changed, and now I'm seeing someone else, and I'm finally happy. After all that I went through with my brother's passing, I know that life you live ain't for me. I always knew that. I ain't got the strength. I don't want it. I want something else, and that thing ain't money. I guess what I'm saying is goodbye. You'll always be my friend. You know that, but that is that. T. And then you can respond back with, don't say that. You do your thing right now, but wait for me. We meant for each other. You know that. Love us. But basically, and then like when you do the first jewelry store heist, he'll actually be on the phone with Tanisha in the strip club. And he'll be like, I promise you I'm going to change or something. And then she's like, are you in the strip club? And like, obviously nothing changes. But so that's like Franklin's goal. He wants out of gang life. He needs to change. And that's what you got to get him out of. You have to help him through understand life by learning from Franklin and Michael. And you can get him out of gang life and now into a better life that he needs to live as a 3-bit gangster. Maybe that'll lead into the next GTA 6. Maybe that'll be, Franklin's life. We found Franklin's Enlightenment. Now this is Franklin's life. Franklin as a 3-bit gangster.
Right. See, Leonardo is commenting. He's saying that Michael's
I have to watch your
religious.
stream.
To pick that. Trevor's atheist. Franklin's Children of the Mountain. I don't believe that there are any of these fucking.
Well, Michael actually quotes someone from the Bible, so which would represent that he's either Catholic or Christian, because he references
Right, but I'm
Christian
saying I
Bible.
don't believe that Franklin's supposed to be this Children of the Mountain thing.
But like
In a
I said,
way-
yeah, I don't believe in cults. And in a way, they are all about your enlightenment, but it's understanding the difference, like understanding the truth form from the bullshit. All cults twist the truth for their own gain. So they'll tell somewhat of the truth, but it's up to you to decode what's bullshit and what's not bullshit. Do you really believe that dinosaurs aren't real, even though they've been proven to be real? They have fossils that prove it. Even in the game, there's a newspaper article that says that the fossils have been found. Well, how is Epsilon going to sit there and say that dinosaurs don't exist when they do?
That's because they do have the idea. They have the idea of
They have the
enlightenment,
idea. That's what I'm
but they
saying.
don't
They have the
understand
idea.
it.
They twist it.
They
And
twist
all
it for their
somewhat
own
believe it.
personal
All
gain,
the-
which is the money.
And even in real life too, that happens. All major religions in real life are all different, and everyone believes in their own thing. They all have their own belief system, and that's cool and all. But what does all the religions share in common? What's the one thing they all share in common? God, and that is what they're doing. They all understand somewhat of the truth, but they all twist it for their own gain, and it's like a mock on real life religions. What do you truly understand? Do you want to keep paying into these religions that teach you their story, and everyone is different in their own way with their own beliefs, or try to follow maybe another way that is the common issue? I'm not trying to sit here and say, change your religion. I'm not trying to say that, so I don't want people fucking thinking that. But you believe what you believe. But that is what Rockstar's doing. I don't think Rockstar's trying to pick. They're not picking atheists either, because they made a Cult Stopper website that states that atheists are wrong. Atheists don't believe in God, and they believe that science is never wrong, but science is wrong, and that's the trick. That's where you have to understand that what's bullshit and what's not. Because atheists believe that science is never wrong, and it is. The Earth used to be the center of the solar system. The Earth used to be flat. All that stuff. Pluto used to be a planet. All that stuff's changed. It's not the same anymore, because science can be wrong. It's been proven to be wrong in the past. So it's not a cult that we should be following. It's not atheists that we should be following. It's astrology that you should be following. Because astrology rules everything.
See, you know what, dude? The one problem I have with the Epsilon is, okay, I do see that they understand to a degree, because they are teaching. You can get to enlightenment through Epsilon. You can. I mean, you can get there through them. But the thing is, I don't like that they are saying, "Oh, this is going to make you unsavable," or that is this. How the hell are you going to tell somebody that they're unsavable? Everybody has a chance at it. Everybody.
Yeah.
There's not a certain type. You can't discriminate and say,
Exactly.
"Oh, you have fucking red hair," so you. It's all for their own personal gain.
And doubting too, like they're going to contradict them themselves and say that anyone that doubts us is an unsavable, but yet they're going to doubt people that are doubting them. That's who they're doubting. So technically, they contradicted their own selves. And another thing, like what you said, the red hair. Just let everyone know that red herring in a story is like a dead end, or a way to twist the story so that you believe something else, so that you can have a surprise ending towards the end. So to put red herrings in here is all like dead ends. There's a lot of red herrings in the game. A lot of dead ends. You're lost in the maze, and it's up to you to decode what is, like I said, what is bullshit from the truth. And whether that be the cult, or whether that be like 100% checklist or anything, you need to understand the truth from the bullshit. And red herrings are not going to get you there, and that's why Epsilon says don't follow red hair, because they understand that it's a red herring, but at the same time they have it twisted so that you believe it's some kind of, don't believe people that have red hair and all this other shit like that. And it's just all twisted up. Don't follow everybody else, follow yourself. Don't follow the herd.
Shut that before saying it.
Again, I'm just driving around aimlessly. I really gotta stop doing this. I really gotta just play the game.
See, yeah, they're getting into in the comments. You guys are getting into some pretty deep conversation. I like it. It's good, but there's so many opinions and so many views and so many. Like, I'm not claiming that I am 100% right. I could be completely fucking wrong, but you know what? There's a lot of in-game references that I could pull to back this shit up, and stuff has been like using these theories and these different ideas have helped us discover new things within the game and the mystery. Like, I never ever would have came across finding Bigfoot without having to use cheats. Okay, if I wouldn't have used the whole mission order thing. Like, there's so many different things that we have entered and delivered to you guys and put to the table from using the research and the information. So, I mean, I think it makes a lot of sense. I really do. But I'm always up to debate it, because if I'm wrong, I'd like to figure out why. And yeah, dude, I just want to solve this. It'd be great. But either way, I really do believe that it's not just for a jetpack, because if you spend 5-10 years on a mystery just to have a fucking jetpack, in hindsight afterwards, you're gonna be pissed off that you wasted so many years on a fucking jetpack. You're not gonna want play another or be involved in another mystery ever again. But if it's, if it gave you something that you have now as a life tool that changes everything for you for the positive, you can't put a price on that, man. You're gonna be happy. You're gonna be content.
Yeah, I see in your chat right now that someone, Leonardo, I was talking about religion. I'm not sure if like what I can see, it kind of sounds like he's a little angry or something of what I said or something. But I just want to let you know, I'm not trying to change anyone's religion or talk shit about a religion. You guys have your own beliefs. That's great. I have my own beliefs. You can still find enlightenment and still use the game or whatever to learn enlightenment and still have your own religion. That's great and all. But I'm just trying to point out that each religion has their own God. They all believe in a God. I'm not saying it's the same God, but they all believe in a God, and that's the whole purpose of the whole cult thing in the game, is a mockery at religions and picking cults from real religion and who's trying to twist it or really trying to teach you the truth. That's all I'm trying to say.
You know what? Right here, as soon as I just
maybe I read his comment wrong. I'm sorry, but I just want to get that clear before someone goes off saying that Delta 9 is trying to change people's religions. I'm not trying to do that.
Hey, you know what? I want to point something out here. As I just handed in that mission with the bike, right? And it said as you director mode is unlocked, and as you uncover more, as you meet more people or whatever, they will unlock in director mode as you progress through GTA5 Story. It doesn't say your story. That kind of bothers me.
But you see in the game that
it kind of bothers me. I'm gonna
come back when your story is complete.
Right, and that's why that's why it bothers me that I just read that, because it just told me that the more people that you meet, they're going to be able to be used in director mode, and it says the more people that you meet, they'll be unlocked in director mode. The more people, but it said in GTA5 in the GTA5 story. It doesn't say in your story. So I mean, I wish they would have put it like that, because that would have gave me a little bit more of a nod up that, hey, this is our story and not just the Grand Theft Auto 5 story, because it makes a big fucking difference. Yeah, it sounds nitpicky, but it's those words that really make you hunt a certain way. I mean, are they not? Okay, so hold on. Here's a question mark on the screen. I don't know if I want to start this Tanya. This is Tanya.
Okay, that's Tanya mission. Okay, now you got to remember, you have a choice here. You can do what you want. I'm going to give you my insight of what I thought about it. I always used to think that you had to do Tanya missions because that's what gives you the tow truck opportunity to buy properties. So I thought maybe you had to do it. But then the other day I was playing and I realized that Franklin actually tells Lamar in the very beginning of the game, when you steal the two car, the red or white car, he actually tells you that he doesn't want to help Tanya. Lamar says, I can hook you up with JB's tow truck. and Franklin says something along the lines of helping Tanya and JB out so they can just smoke more crack or something, and he doesn't benefit anything from it. So he says no, thank you. So Franklin, now we, the player, know that Franklin does not want to do those Tanya missions. He doesn't want to help JB and Tanya out.
He does it
He just
because
told
he
them.
even says, whenever he answers the phone for her, he's like, again, like, he doesn't want to keep on doing it, but he keeps on following her and doing it. And he says in the beginning, we just stated.
But then there's a lot of things too. If you play the mission out, that you get a lot of good things too. You hear good dialogue that might help you in the story. You get the tow truck business. But then again, I don't know. It's a tough one. It's about what you feel.
But she's always saying, I'm going to quit.
And
And she's always high every time. Franklin just told Simeon, I always follow people and nothing changes. He doesn't want that.
Exactly. And that also, that might be a good point too, that Franklin doesn't, that you just mentioned, and that Franklin also doesn't, nothing changes. So he just keeps helping Tanya and JB with drugs, because he keeps helping them out get money for a business that he's not even getting any benefit from. So if we don't help Tanya and JB out, technically they don't get any money for drugs, and maybe they actually get cleaned up and they get off of drugs because they don't have any money, or they actually have to go to work and do shit.
Yeah.
And so it's all about enlightenment. Maybe you don't do it, but maybe again you do. But what do you feel is necessary for enlightenment?
I'm gonna skip him for this playthrough. I'm skipping him.
Like I skipped them as well now that I realized that like a few weeks ago. But
what time do you start the Simeon mission here? I don't want to fast forward time.
Well, I don't know. It depends. Why don't you just try out my technique that I showed you, and see if it works. Like, start the mission. Like, it's right now. It's like what, nighttime for you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then you want to start the mission. I know it's like 9 o'clock. I think it's 9 o'clock in the morning, 8 or 9 in the morning. Walk into it at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and if the time forwards itself, show your viewers, and you can view yourself how my technique that like you just start it, watch time forward itself, write down the time, and then.
Yeah, but then I'm gonna have to. How do I have to drive around all night and wait for this fucking shit, or what? I mean, you know what I mean? That's kind of
like
it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I gotta wait.
Yeah. What else? What else do you have to do? What else is on your list to do? Anything? I know. I guarantee you right now you have a race somewhere to do.
Do I?
Like, what did you do from the time like? I wasn't watching your stream, so I have no idea what you were doing. Like when you did your Simeon mission, right?
Yeah.
The first Simeon mission you did. What did you do after that? When the mission was over, where'd you go? What did you do? Did you just drive around?
I just got done. I drove over to the Simeon. Yeah, I just drove over to the Simeon, and I realized it's fucking gonna speed up time, ain't it?
All right. What time is it right now in your game?
Like 2.
2:43. You should have a. I don't see it on your list though. You should have a race available so that you can open up the map and race. The race starts at it should be another question mark, but maybe you have to do the Tanya mission. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe do the Tanya mission. I'm not even at that point anymore because I keep talking to you, so I drive aimlessly around my game. But
see, she's telling me in the email
you should have a question mark right now for Hal, and he introduces you to the races of GTA, and that's where you learn
you're
about
right. I do.
Mission.
Oh wait, is that maybe that's not Tanya. Maybe that is Hal.
Yeah, but where is Hal? No, that's not Hal. Hal's over a little down the street from Simeon's. To your left. Down that road a little bit. Under the bridge.
See, she's telling me
is where Hal is.
That Tanisha girl's like, I want to get back, not ever. You are, who are you are, and that's it. I waited and waited, nothing changed. Now I'm seeing someone else. I'm finally happy. I know that the life you live ain't the life for me.
Whoever's talking about the aliens in your chat, I can't see who the original person was, but that person, whoever talking about aliens, I'm not sure if he's really getting abducted. I think it's his dream. It's the drugs doing it, and he's living in his dream state
See,
at that moment in time. He's just dreaming it.
you do your
Because
thing
he
right
had
now,
the
but
fascin.
wait for me.
Yeah, he's
We
a
meant for each
fascination.
other. Damn. So, you know, Franklin's telling her to wait for him. We're meant for each other. I wonder if there is a way to fucking have Franklin and her get back together, dude. Wouldn't that be fucking nuts? Wouldn't that be
Could
crazy?
be. And for the fact, it is suspicious the fact how she words the first sentence. I'm not texting you because I secretly want to get back to you, because I'm not. I don't know, all in capital letters. But for the fact that she said, because I secretly want to get back with you. Just it's a little suspicious, but I don't know, she could also just be regular, like meaning regular shit, you know, like.
It's crazy.
She really doesn't want to get back to him or whatever. But yeah, as far as your game, I'm going to go ahead and play my game, get to that point, as I'm pretty sure you're supposed to have a mission checkpoint there. Stranger and Freak mission for Hal. And you don't, and I'm not sure why.
I don't
not
have
only
one.
that, but the Beverly mission should be there as well too. And that's
not this early, right?
And I'm going to go start my.
I know, guys. I do want to give Tanya this big dick, but I can't.
But then again, maybe I'm thinking that. Then again, it works for me though. I can not play Tanya's first mission and still get Hal's mission. So I'm not sure why it's not working for you. Maybe reload your game save. Just reload it. See where it might even put you in the daylight hours or something, like before 2 o'clock in the morning.
I thought it wouldn't do that. I thought it wouldn't. I thought that if we do the autosave, not the manual save, that the phases of the sun and moon.
You're not gonna manual save though. You're just auto saving. You're just reloading your autosave. Just like if you were to figure out the mission time, the same way. You're just reloading your autosave. You physically just can't pull out your phone and make a quick save, and then work off of the quick save. You have to work off of the autosave.
Are you 120,000% positive that if you
positive.
manually save, you're going to
positive.
fuck up the shift of the moon and the sun?
I'm positive. I've seen it happen with my own eyes multiple times. I've seen it happen. Like it doesn't, when you load back in, the moon is in a different spot or in a different phase. It's not where it was supposed to be. Not only that, but if you quick save, you're screwing yourself over. Because if you quick save and then you go to reload the game tomorrow on your quick save and realize you fucked up somewhere, there's no going back. You have to restart the entire game because you have to be working off of an autosave. There's no restart. That you have to restart the game if you fuck up at that point because you quick save. I mean, like you can quick save the game, but then tomorrow, don't load up your quick save. You better load up your autosave.
Not Shed is saying that you have to do the first Tanya mission, otherwise the other Simeon and Franklin missions won't load.
Okay, there you go. So do the first Tanya mission, but then don't do any more. You don't have to do any more. I never have. I swear I didn't have to do the first mission before, though. Anyway, I'm supposed to be going to Simeon's right now.
This your boy LD, long dick, holla at me.
Hey, you don't see me driving here?
Okay, we're gonna go do this side mission then.
Yeah, like I said, you might just be introduced to it or whatever, but you should learn your lesson from Tanya then. Like she even talks to her about like how drugs are bad and shit. She shouldn't be in that life and stuff like that. And I think that's why it's also titled in the social club and pulling another favor and another favor and another favor.
Yeah.
Because
it is, isn't
you
it?
shouldn't be pulling so many damn favors. You should be learning one favor and then realize that that's it.
Because it
Same
does.
thing with the Beverly missions. How I pointed out a couple weeks ago to you that doing a Beverly mission just isn't right, because he sits there and says if you want a life full of riches, or want to be rich beyond your wildest dreams while performing a public service to something, a community or something like that, you won't meet me again. Then again, you're not an idiot. And Franklin says, no, I am a fucking idiot. But we don't want to live a life of riches or ruin anybody's life. That's not good karma. And so technically your enlightenment, you wouldn't meet him again because that's not the life you want to live. You don't want to live that life. And I think the next mission you play at that point with Beverly is he's coming out of the dumpster and you can see Carme's chameleon behind him. So it's kind of like saying that you did this wrong. You just made the wrong mistake. And this is just not to do. You do Beverly missions for the first one. You learn your lesson and realize it's not good. And then you stop playing them.
Hey, you know what? Kern Geds in the stream was saying if asking if I seen a glowing circle somewhere. What? I did not see that, dude.
I don't know. Nern for the win, though. Yes, I have seen the moon and sun pretty damn close together. Other people have seen the eclipse occur. As much as I've wanted to see the eclipse occur, and I know that one can occur, and I've done all the research into the lunar cycles as I can do, I know one can occur, but I personally have never seen it. But I've seen it damn near close. I might have even seen it and just didn't even realize I was looking at it. But they can happen. They have been reported. They have been found. And according to like what the observatory tells us and shit, the eclipse can definitely happen, and that is what we're looking for. Understanding the eclipse and enlightenment too, like the new moon and Easter Sundays, solar eclipse.
Well, basically, like we said earlier, the game starts on Monday. No, the game starts on Monday and ends on Saturday, right?
Whoever's watching my stream and commented, I can't see comments. I'm sorry.
I think it is, Monday to Saturday. So basically, we need it to end on a Sunday. That's the missing day. And
Easter Sunday.
Yeah, Easter Sunday, and that's the day the eclipse will happen. As long as we don't fuck up our. Now, what's the reason why? Like, explain this so maybe I and everyone else can understand fully. Why manual saves destroy the phases? Why would it do that? Like,
I'm not sure why it does that, but it does. Like I've quick saved before or gone to like I'm not saying don't manually save by sleeping, but if you manually save by sleeping, you're forwarding time, and that's time wasted that you could have done things on your game. You could have done a Strangers and Freak mission. You could have done a mission. You could have done anything to forward your time, but you chose to quick save it and skipped. Like if you're Trevor, you skipped 12 hours of time. That's 12 hours of stuff that you could have done. And that's 12 hours you're pushing time back. So if time does need to end by Easter Sunday and the moon needs to be in a certain location, you just fucked it by sleeping for 12 hours. Because that's 12 hours of stuff that you just missed and just pushed, pushed time back for 12 hours.
How is everybody supposed to get 100% by that day? I mean, I don't know if you want to go into that or not, but
I mean, you can. Well,
I just gave you a great opening.
I mean, like, you just don't. I don't know. I don't really want to discuss that at the moment. But
no,
you can.
Okay.
No, not right now. But
okay.
It's
that's why I let you. That's why I let you decide.
But yeah, no, like you can get everything done on the 100% checklist in the time. Just like I was telling you, I've done it before, and I've gotten the moon to be right where I needed it to be for an eclipse to occur. Might have been a day or two off. Maybe my storyline wasn't correct. Like I said, I think your story needs to be in the right order. So I wasn't seeing the eclipse occur. So something was wrong in my storyline. So I don't know. I don't know.
No, I see what you're saying, dude. Like, I think. Well, basically, I believe that this game does. We had the idea of what the lesson is and what the reason and the morale of the mystery, but solving it, the triggers, like we see units all over the game, unit graffiti here, unit graffiti, and you know what? It's occurring to me, like you brought up criminal masterminds and like, you know, as a team do all the heists without dying. Now, that shows that you can't just do things on your own. You know, use a team, like rely on each other as a whole. Okay, not just a one-man army. As a unit, having to be able to manage it as a unit, and unit is everywhere in this game. I'm also thinking that maybe if they want to push it and say that in the trophies and achievements to do it without dying, criminal mastermind, then maybe that's a clue because we have. I mean, I've shown you guys time and time again how there's clues inside these trophies and achievements. Now maybe, just maybe, we have to try not to die within our single player playthrough. Now you said it's not impossible, right? You've done it.
It's not. Yeah, it's possible. You just have to, like I said, just autosave. Don't forward time. Anything you don't need to do, and forward time, and you can follow the 100% shuffles.
See, I'm
Get
wondering.
the time right. Get the time, all the timing right. The missions have all. There's 28 missions that have specific start times. 28 of them. The rest are none. But if you time them correctly, and get your mission done in the right order at the right time, and all your strangers and freaks are done, and all that stuff, then your story will end by Easter Sunday with the full moon in the right position, the right time, and yeah, it should be your Easter egg. It should be the spring solstice, which is an Easter, which is an Easter egg.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense too. Easter egg, dude. Like,
yeah.
Easter egg on Easter. It's a perfect way to fucking, like, it makes so much sense, dude. It just fucking does. But the problem is we really have to fucking trial and error. It took us 3 years to figure out the path. Now we just have to really figure out the way to do it, like exactly.
Well, that's what I was kind of saying. Like, I know not Chad's still watching your account. I think he is or something, watching the stream. But he, like I said, him and Jetpack Jones have really good theories on mission orders. But I think if we apply my theory with the whole starting the missions at the right timing, along with using their theories, we'll have a really good understanding of the mission order of this game. And
so basically,
really
your theory of starting the missions on time, so there's no fast forward or
on the
rewinding,
march on time and getting the missions to Easter Sunday, and then their theories with mission orders of what Jetpack Jones knows and what Zion Shad understands with the X's and other little things that he notices.
Like the
with
heist
mission
X's,
orders.
like each heist with the red X and the white X, and
Yeah, there's like on certain, like, I guess, missions and certain heists and stuff, there's like certain like X's, like subtle little X's hidden throughout, basically letting you know if you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing. There's a red X for the wrong, or what he considers right. He likes the red theory, and I like the white theory, staying true to yourself.
See, it does say what? Invest in red, or
But then
invest in red is for your.
yeah, but then again, there's a lot of red things that I believe in as well. So his theory could be right with just red. Maybe it's a mixture of both. But I think if we use all of our knowledge into the mission orders and understandings of the missions and how they're supposed to be played out, I think we can get a pretty damn good.
We probably could, but there's always something. That's why I like the idea of if you are enlightened, you'll just know. Like I said, Epsilon can lead you there. Like in that one Epsilon mission, you're using that machine, and you're trying to find it. You find the boot, you find the TV. But if you look at it, if you go to mission replay and it says, to get 100%, you have to find all those things without letting it beep and like zooming in. Exactly. So finding it without using the tool, basically, and that's called use the Force.
But also,
like a Jedi, you know what I mean? Like
a
Jedi's what? He's enlightened. He's in tune with himself and everything else. Basically, that knowing what to do, being enlightened, is going to be able to have you know what to do instead of being questioned and wondering. And that's when you can kind of use Epsilon stuff. Like, okay, that's where the doubt thing might be able to be used, because basically with the red thing, here's a perfect example. That one billboard says, invest in red, it's in your best interest. But then there's the same exact sign that instead of in your best interest, it says foreclosure right over it. So what the
Which means that it's like America is basically in a recession and the banks control a lot of stuff.
Right. So do you listen to the one side
the red
or the other side?
And Maze Bank is the red in the corporate America. So really, like, it's you want to be against them because they're the ones fucking everything up. So technically, the red, and in that instance, the red is technically bad because you want to be against the bank, not for the bank that's corrupting and making the world a recession and poor in the first place.
Right.
So
I'm meeting what's his name? Beverly. Now, when does he say that in this first mission about seeing him again?
what's that?
Beverly. I'm meeting him right now.
Yeah, Beverly, you want to you want to play it. Just pay attention to the stuff he says though, and the bike as well. He'll tell you that on the bike to keep the bike. It's his payment. Basically, he was a thief. He stole the bike, and then he gave him Franklin a stolen bike instead of actually paying him.
Right.
And you actually are, in a few races, you're actually going to need a really fast motorcycle, and the bike you took for Simeon isn't a good bike for that job. So having this bike saved in your garage after this mission is done will give you the perfect bike to have for free for the next race, for the next street race on bikes.
Not Chad said when you're ready to chat, let him know. So I think he's down for collaborating, man.
Yeah, it's just come on. Yeah, man.
So basically, after this first Beverly mission,
sure.
you think that we shouldn't do Beverly anymore, right? Because of what he says.
Yeah, I think it's this one. It might be the next one where you're filming her. Yeah, because the next one he'll say something along the lines of, "Well, we're in search of the truth" or something like that. But it makes me question it, because even though I did play the Beverly missions, like I said, if you play the Beverly missions, even though I feel now that you're supposed to stop somewhere between these missions, like play some and then not play others, the missions will still give you an idea of what you're supposed to be learning. So like I played the mission and I heard him say that on it was like the second or third Beverly mission, and I heard him say that, and it really made me think for a second, oh, maybe we really aren't supposed to be playing these missions. And now I question it. At the very end of this, the very first mission you play, he's going to tell you to come, if you want to meet him again, meet him at the same place next week. We'll seek for the truth or something like that. But you know that's bullshit. You don't want to live that life. So maybe we aren't supposed to go meet him again after the first mission. But then again, maybe we play one or two Beverly missions and then we stop playing them.
Yeah, but doesn't he say like something about being a fucking idiot or something? He's like, if you want to be rich or whatever.
Yeah, he says that on the second Beverly mission, but like I said, like it could be like a tool that you can, now you understand it. Just like I played Epsilon. I played all the Epsilon missions the first playthrough I ever did of GTA. And I realized right away that this was odd. When I played through it again, I was like, yeah, this is bullshit. And now I know not to use it. And now it's just a tool in my head. Like, okay, I just go back to Epsilon, think about some of the tracks, think about what they were talking about here and how they had it somewhat right, but they still have it wrong. And then I just use it as a tool in my belt, basically. And I don't actually follow them. So the same thing happens with the Beverly missions. You might be able to play through a couple playthroughs and play all the Beverly missions, or just 2 or 3 missions. And you realize after playing those missions that Beverly is wrong. And you realize maybe just play the one mission so that it triggers the other missions to appear. And then just stop playing the Beverly missions. Don't play the rest because you're not supposed to. You learned your lesson without having to play all the Beverly missions. You learned your lesson just on the first one itself.
Right.
Oh yeah, I downloaded your pictures to the fucking road, Madison.
So now, after this Beverly mission, I should have time to go right to the Simeon.
I'm already late for another stakeout.
What?
After this mission, I should be in perfect time to start that Simeon, right?
Yeah, what time is it right now?
It's like 6:30.
You can pause the screen if you don't want to pull your phone out. You can pause the screen. It'll tell you in the corner.
6:30.
Yeah, it's I don't know what mission comes up. That's what I'm saying. It's really easy to move through the checklist because there's only so much you can do at one time. And then on top of that, you have Enlightenment, so you understand like what you should or really shouldn't be doing. You know what's kind of good and kind of bad. And then on top of all that, you have mission start times. Certain missions start at certain times, and so you can work it all out, figure it all in there. I have the whole list. Like I've done a few playthroughs, a little bit different each time, but I have like a whole list of the mission times. Like I told you before, I have to find them and send them over to you, and get you a whole list of all the mission times, and then like certain things that I think are in order and out of order. It's definitely, when the way Rockstar gives it to us is definitely out of order. So there's definitely a thing to do. Like I remember, what day is it in your game right now?
Hold on 1 second, because I'm looking at this dialogue here, man.
I'm not even playing my game anymore. I'm sorry to any viewers that are watching right now, because I'm not really playing. I'm just like following MusicVidiot's stream.
There's a small
walking them
parking
through what I
lot
know.
by the Cafe Redemption courtyard. Cafe Redemption, ain't that? And that's like Red Dead Redemption, and that's actually got the pig on it, you know. And we know that Mount Gordo, there's Gordo the boar that's found. You know, there's a lot of Gordo the boar from Red Dead Redemption, so that's a nice connection. There's Cafe Redemption on Portola Drive with the Chrome Stallion, you know, and that's
Kern Ged said like no Epsilon missions are just weird, and then you had to walk 5 miles. Well, to be honest, why were you doing that anyway? You're lost in life, so yeah, you joined Epsilon. You're lost in the mystery. But even Michaels claims that he's like really sarcastic to Chris Fromage all the time, stating that he's just being sarcastic. Oh yeah, trees talk. Yeah, right. It's all like, you know, just they're trying to be cryptic, and he's just not buying it whatsoever. So why are you making Michael go through Epsilon missions? Don't be an idiot and walk 5 miles through the desert. Go walk somewhere else where you're supposed to be walking. When you understand Enlightenment, you might understand. Maybe you have to walk up Chiliad for 5 miles. Maybe it's a 5-mile walk up Mount Chiliad instead of walking 5 miles in the desert. Maybe just Epsilon has it backwards. But yeah, just don't. Yeah, just don't follow Epsilon. They are weird. They're all weird missions.
where is it? Right here. I wanted to point this out. This is kind of
To my game here. That's what I was
not
trying
everyone's
to say
cut for
before they
stamping
went.
stars, so I signed you up to wildlife photography competition.
Yeah.
Okay, Lamar says this. He's talking about the monkey guy, and he's like, "Dude is real, man. Them some authentic ass lines. That makes me think of the lines on the mural, like, you know, lines. Just makes me think of that. I wonder if we should be doing that, snapping the monkey mosaics. I mean, it doesn't hurt, I guess.
The only reason I don't think that they're involved directly to the mysteries
It's because they were next gen.
Yeah, they're only on next gen consoles. Only reason why I don't think they're involved directly. You can do them, but I don't think it's directly involved, so it's not going to matter if you do them or not. One thing I want to point out for mission orders and say what I was saying before about some of these missions aren't in order, and you can tell because when you start the game starts out on Saturday. And when you go to, Michael's in the therapist's office, Dr. Freelander's office. But when you start the mission complications, right after complications is over, Michael will get a text message from Dr. Freelander. And in the text message, it says, "It was good to see you yesterday, Michael. But if you can easily get this mission out of order by simply playing this on a different day. But if you played it on, Sunday, then that text message is then the truth. He saw Michael yesterday, which was Saturday. So now you know that the first mission starts on Saturday. The second mission, complication, needs to be played out. I think it's 9 o'clock in the morning. So it'll be 9 o'clock in the morning Sunday. That way, that text message that he gets will be true. If it starts out on Monday, it's not true, and the story just doesn't make sense at all. Because it's not yesterday. You saw him yesterday. If today's Sunday, yesterday was Saturday. So it
would only make sense if you do it.
It is obvious, but yeah, it's like right in front of your face. It's just what you're picking up on. You have to get it in a certain order. Has to be done in an order. Has to be an order to it, and it will end on Easter Sunday. There's seasons in the game. There's moon phases. There's 27 days to a month. The moon will move through. The moon will become new, and it will move in front of the sun and become a solar eclipse on Easter Sunday. And Other people I've talked to that have actually seen the eclipse occur have actually mentioned. I've asked them privately, where are you, or where were you standing, and where was the moon rising that day? And they all report the same thing. It's, lower in the northwest region, and that's exactly where the sun is setting. So if the moon is rising in that location, exactly where the sun is setting, then that tells you that there's a solar eclipse can happen right there.
Okay, so basically, I'm about to start this simian mission. It is 8:48. You said 9 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah, I believe it's 9 o'clock in the morning, but
okay.
Like I said,
time should not speed up on me, right?
Well, if it does, just let the time go until it tells you a time and pause the game. I know we're on a delay on your channel, so I can't see what you're doing really. But when you walk into the game, if time forwards itself, let time forward itself.
Okay.
Pause the game, see what time it is. If it forward itself a whole day, then then you probably started at the wrong time. You didn't. You put, instead of, I said it was 9 o'clock, it might be 8 o'clock. So
okay.
But no matter what, it will tell you the correct time. It'll forward to the correct time.
It'll
just
forward
might
to the
be not
correct
the right
time.
Day.
Okay.
Yeah. It might be the wrong day. Just it will be the correct time though. So if you walk in at and I think it's like a 15-minute window, I believe. So like you can walk in at like 9:15, and sometimes it'll go back in time to 9 o'clock. Other times you walk in at 9:15, and it will just forward itself to the next day at 9 o'clock. So you just have to be very careful of what you're. Just make sure you're watching what day it is when you walk in.
When does it save? Like when is it gonna save so I know to get out of there before?
It'll save at the end of the mission.
Okay,
That's
beautiful.
why you have plenty of time to do it. Yeah.
And I have a window of how many seconds to start this mission? Like what's my window?
Well, I always walk in like right as time is ticking on to 9 o'clock or whatever time it's supposed to start. So sometimes I'll walk in even it could even be 5 minutes early. If time forwards itself 5 minutes, it's not going to hurt you. I'm talking about forwarding hours. If you die, time forwards like a whole day. Do you sleep with Trevor, Michael, or Franklin? Time forwards so many hours, 6, 8, or 12 hours, or something like that.
Time didn't forward at all. You're right. It flowed right into it. It fucking flowed right into it beautifully.
It doesn't. It won't show you time forwarding.
And you know what, dude? Everything fucking fell into place. It flowed. Like I'm on the way there from Beverly, and this fucking and this lady's like, "Oh my god, my wallet!" I help her out, and I fucking come here directly on time. It flowed beautifully, dude.
Yeah, and like I said, like it wouldn't unless there was a reason Rockstar or the game was trying to show us, or whatever. There wouldn't be a reason for them to show us the sun. Time ticking on unless time was involved in some way. And when I was researching the moon and the sun in the game, I was like, well, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? But sun and moon tell time, and I was like, well, what the fuck does time have to do with anything? And I thought back on the whole, when you start a mission, time forwards itself. But if time wasn't involved, there'd be no reason to put the sun and the moon forwarding itself like that. There'd be no reason to show us time forwarding unless it was needed. And it turns out that there's 28 specific missions that have a start time.
Wait, hold on 1 second. What am I supposed to do with my bike?
Why 28?
How am I supposed to save this now? This bike is going to be gone, right?
Well, yeah, it probably is going to be gone because you should have saved it put it in your garage prior to starting. But it's all right.
Okay, go ahead with the 28 days.
There's 28 days of a month in GTA5, and there's 27 phases they run in between each other. I can't really explain that at the moment, but it's 28 specific start times. If time wasn't needed, why pick 28 times, 28 missions that have specific start times if time wasn't needed? They would just make them all none. No start time. You can start it whenever. The theme of things wouldn't even matter.
So there's 28 missions.
There's 28 exact missions that you must start at a specific time. Some of them, like the
so if you don't do it, they'll fast forward or rewind. You're saying, right?
Yeah.
And it just so happens that there's 28 days.
It just happens that the last three,
GTA5 month. Oh come on,
the last three missions as well will have like picking option A, B, or C to kill Michael, Trevor, or yourself, or whatever death wish option. Each one of those actually has their own specific start time. There's a certain time for each one, and they all set you up basically for a sunset. They'll show the moon in the shot, they'll show the sunset occurring, and basically, like I said, if you would get the eclipse to occur and maybe end the game by this time, you should technically see the moon in this shot, you should see the moon intercepting the sun, and you would be seeing an eclipse. Because every single one of those missions has a specific start time, and has a specific shot for the moon in its path, and then the credits roll or whatever. So you always see the sun and the moon at the end game, and it will always be in the shot. So it's definitely like hinting at there's something needed for sunset. Because even if like sometimes when I choose the Death Wish option, I get out west to the little dock thing, and I go to push Devin Weston off the cliff, and even Trevor says, "Oh, we have some time, a little together time or something like that," to Devin in the trunk, and a time will forward one whole day to sunset the next day. It will always go to sunset, always, and something about the sunset. And it's the whole eclipse. Like, you need an eclipse to occur at sunset, the solar eclipse, for that matter. So it's not a lunar eclipse, not a solar eclipse. The observatory hints at us seeing seasons and days in the game. The seasons are spring equinox. Spring equinox is Easter, Easter Sunday, Easter egg. There you go.
Nice. You know, I just want to point this out. I'm sneaking through the garden here, and it says, it tells you how to attack in stealth mode, how to attack an enemy. It says enemy. That guy blowing the leaves around the mowing lawn, whatever he's doing, he's not an enemy by any means. He's just fucking doing the lawn. So I'm not gonna knock his ass out. Why the fuck should I?
Yeah, I'm not. I never knock him out either. I'm pretty sure there's someone reported a while back that if you don't knock him out, he can actually be used as a bribe later in the game. But I've never had that occur for me. I don't know what you bribe him for, but apparently you can bribe this guy with something. But if you knock him out, he's not there to bribe anyone later on. So I don't know what that means. I don't exactly even remember the post I was reading for that, but I remember reading that he can be used as a bribe later on if you don't knock him out.
Nice.
And that's another thing too. The game walks you through 100%, like for each mission. The game is set up. Everything is set up for you to distract you. Look how easy it is for you to join cults, or do certain things, and follow everybody else. Someone finds something in the game, we all rush to that part of the game. We all follow everybody else. The game is telling you to get 100% on this mission. You have to do certain things, but half the time, one of the checklist markings are to get the mission done in a certain time, and by doing that, you have to skip the cutscene. But skipping the cutscene, you skip the lessons being taught in the game, and therefore you will never understand. And not only that, but it shows that you follow. You're following orders. The game tells you to do something, and you're following. The goal is to not follow your things. That's why we have I was telling Danny earlier, that's why we have the Infinite 8 murders and the Next Gen murder mystery. There's nothing that tells you, or even the letter scraps, for example, other than the game telling you in-game like ads or on the in-game website or a radio ad or something. You only hear about the Lenora Johnson murder, but nothing ever tells you to go look for these letter scraps. But something tells you to. Something like nothing tells you. The game instructions don't tell you to go look for it, but something in your mind tells you to go look for it. You just know to go look for them. You just know where they are, and that's like the prime example. Like, you don't have to follow like what the game is telling you to do. Disobey. Don't obey.
I see. Man, I agree with you, dude. I just heard a loud explosion. A fucking huge explosion.
It always happens when you're in Michael's house. I think it's the blimp. I think the blimp explodes outside for some reason. Yeah, I'm gonna get to my missions now. Probably have no viewers anymore. Just been sitting on a pause screen for 20 minutes.
What is this? There's something that Michael says that's important here, isn't it?
Michael? No, Michael doesn't even talk. Well, he talks after he gets out of the... After you steal the car. Oh, we're on a time delay, so I have no idea where you're really at in the game. I just see the delay. A lot of things happen too with the Merryweather heist as well. Like you'll see that even though you're supposed to do the freighter, it will say like you can have a choice of the freighter option or the offshore option. Now, if you choose the offshore option, no matter what, it doesn't matter if you put the freighter option or the offshore option, the news will always report that the freighter was blown up that night. So is that a clue to that we have to do the freighter option, that we're not supposed to be doing the offshore option? Because no matter what you do anyway, even if I pick the offshore option, apparently the freighter blows up in a military heist.
This says it no matter what. It's like the same clue with the Dr. Freelander thing with the day of the week.
Yeah, so no matter what, it will always be the freighter option. So it makes you question whether you should pick the freighter option. I know Zion doesn't want to pick the freighter option because I think it's because he goes for the red X's. I know he picks offshore, but it's the.
But I mean, it makes sense, because earlier you were talking about the Dr. Freelander mission, and like the order of the missions, and the one, he sends the message saying, okay, whatever, nice seeing you yesterday, and that was a Saturday, so that you knew that you had to do that one mission on that day. So it's the same kind of thing. If no matter what, the newspaper or the radio, whatever, it says that this thing was blown up on a Saturday, blown up last night. It was blown up. No matter which way you choose, then you better pick the way that blows it up so it makes sense with the fucking game, right? You would think.
Well, true, but then again, the news also reports of reports bullshit. Just like in real life, they say that conspiracy theorists and stuff out there say that the news reports of some bullshit sometimes to cover up other stories, stuff like that. So maybe they're just reporting that the freighter blew up and it really wasn't the freighter. Then again, I think the Bleeder does it as well. People on Bleeder will mention that they were driving down the highway and they saw the freighter blow up. So it's still like the same thing. So maybe it is you have to pick the freighter option. But
I think I'm going to probably pick the freighter option just because that's what the game says. Look, it says obey right there. Look at that shit.
I always trump big for a job well done. Get out of here, kid.
It's okay to obey, but it's okay to disobey. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing in itself. It depends on how you look at it. It's not always, you can't disobey laws and stuff like that and go commit murders. That's not good. But it's okay to disobey the corrupt government and stand up to make a change about things. That's okay. And I think that's what they're trying to get across. GTA is still teaches you the bad ways, stealing cars and shit like that, but it's also a good thing too. It's also trying to do good. And that's by the Enlightenment process and all this shit. So it's duality.
I never let Simeon even last this long.
Doesn't back down from anybody.
You never let Simeon what?
I never let him live this long. I'm seeing what Michael calls him.
I always let Simeon live. Never kill him.
Well, not kill him, but I gotta knock him out.
Yeah, but then there's that random event where you can go back and kill him. I never kill him.
Yeah. I killed him on my last playthrough.
And there's also when Michael and Trevor are fighting, and Michael's living in Trevor's trailer. He also mentions something about a specific order of the week. He says, he said something about perfect balance. He said, what's perfect balance, huh? This is Trevor talking to Michael. He said, what's perfect balance, huh? That I do, I forget the exact order it is, but it says I do yoga on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Hookers are Tuesdays and Thursdays, and sticking up joints is on the weekends or something like that. He said, is that perfect balance? And Michael says, you're right. I'm sorry. So does that tell us that we should be using Michael to do certain things on certain days of the week? Like to complete heists on the weekend, go to hookers and sticking up joints or something on Wednesdays and Thursdays, or on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then do yoga on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and follow that specific schedule?
I think so.
Or is it just a line that he was using, being sarcastic and
no? I think
making
so.
fun of how Los Santos
I think that's a template, because think about it. I mean, it's always been a mystery to me why they gave us a fucking yoga place on Mount Gordo. But if you think about it, you got one at home and one on Mount Gordo. But why?
Yeah, because he gets trapped.
Yes, he gets trapped in the northern area of the game, and you have nowhere else. So if you do want to, become one with yourself, or become enlightened, or try to really make Michael see, clearly and awaken himself and see through his third eye. He's basically sleepwalking through life, not really having any purpose or meaning. So if you want to do yoga with Michael, okay, they give you a place just coincidentally in the northern half of the game, because there's a part where you're stuck in the northern half of the game. So, I mean, I think that is
go back to your house to do it, so you have to go to Mount Gordo to do it.
Right. So yes,
and then but it's also at the hippie camp, and as I said before, hippie camp's the guide. So
yeah, the hippie camp's the guide. There's yoga at the hippie camp.
They're doing yoga there, so they're doing it.
Yes,
that's what you're doing.
I agree
and
with that.
Yoga finds your awakening. That's how people awaken, is through doing special forms of yoga. That's how I think Hindus believe in yoga, and they're a third eye awakening. That's why I believe some Hindus put dots on their head, is because that dot represents your third eye. It represents your awakening. And I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not sure if people are into this religion that are watching our streams right now, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure that means you're awakened, and it's just all about your awakening. Yeah. I forget what I was talking about there. I lost my train of thought.
We were talking about the thing on the Mount Gordo. I believe that Monday, Wednesday, and Friday yoga is a template that we can follow safely. Dr. Freelander, I'm not sure about him, man. I really don't know.
Yoga.
Very good seeing you yesterday. He says yesterday. Oh, this is what you were talking about, right?
Yeah.
What is it right now? Right now is Sunday in the game, and this says.
I believe Dr. Freelander is an Epsilon member, and the reason why he keeps charging you all the amount of money every session you see him is because you're basically paying for enlightenment. You're paying for him to tell you the truth, and every time he moves up a tier in Epsilon, he has to owe more money, just like Michael does when we move him through the Epsilon missions. So in turn, Dr. Freelander needs money, so he makes Michael pay him an extra amount of money so that he can pay his Epsilon fees. And you see that at the end of the Dr. Freelander end of the mission, when the very last mission for him, and he talks about, weren't you the one telling me about something about mountains or something like that? So it just makes me feel like
wait a minute, dude.
Like Dr. Freelander he's an Epsilon member, and that's why he's charging you more amounts of money every time.
But wait a minute here, hold on. So wait, hold on. When we start off, Michael's in Freelander's office. That is a Saturday, correct?
Yeah, it was Saturday.
Okay, so this does make sense with itself. It says, very good seeing you yesterday. It is Sunday. I've been flowing through the game. Everything's going great. Making sense. But this is the thing. Ultimately, we want to try to reach true enlightenment. Okay, that's what we've been saying. So, that would be cracking the egg. That would be solving the mystery. He says right here, you're deeply troubled. Life isn't meaningless. You're deeply troubled, but together we can make you a functional member of society. I recommend you keep taking the medication, continue to read the books I gave you, and really try to understand what is causing these temporal outbursts. We'll crack you yet, amigo. We'll crack you yet. Okay?
Yeah, because you are an egg, basically, and he is technically an Epsilon member. I'm telling you, he's
amigo is like what,
member.
Brother? I mean, but listen, we'll crack you yet. That's kind of like a hint at like a cracked egg, solving something, cracking a mystery, solving.
Exactly.
So this kind of leads me to think that he's meaningful. We need him. We need to at least use him until we know he's bullshit, right?
But at the same time,
like it comes to a point where Michael finally says he knows he's bullshit. Maybe that will line up with everything if we continue to use him. I don't know, man. See, fuck.
Can you hear me? My microphone died.
Oh man, now he's talking about raising up my rates and shit too, though. But I don't know.
But then you have to remember that Dr. Freeland, everyone joins things in life because they're lost in life. Michael is lost in life. That's why he's joining the therapist. That's why he's at the therapist, because he's lost and no one else gives a shit. So he has no one else to talk to. So he goes to Dr. Freelander. Just like a person that's a drunk,
maybe you're right.
Goes to rehab.
Dude, you might be right, because you might send this.
Distract you.
You're right. I think dude, check it out. You can send this text message back and then leave him alone. Doc, I don't know. I feel this crap ain't working for me. I'm just crazy, and I don't feel like myself. One moment I'm calm, next I'm crazy. I just don't know what to do. Your rates again? Wow. That might just be like, okay, you know what? Fuck you. I'll do my own
Exactly.
thing. Maybe he goes and, you teach him yoga, well, whatever. Maybe, just maybe.
Trevor at the very end, and Trevor at the very end too. They exchange words. If you choose option C, Death Wish option, they exchange words together, and he says, "Man, your therapist has a lot to answer for," and Michael says, "Yeah, I know," or something like that, and he something about therapy or something, and Trevor says something along the lines of, "Well, I don't go to therapy, and I know the words for it. So does that mean I don't have to attend therapy or something like that?" And Michael kind of like shrugs it off or something like that. But he basically meaning that if Trevor is sane, he's like the one we should be looking towards and stuff like that. So Trevor understands his enlightenment. Trevor understands life. He has his own. He even started his own company, Trevor Phillips Industries. He doesn't see a therapist. He's not all about money. He understands himself, and he thinks Los Santos is a fake ass world and a bunch of fake ass people.
And big
And so
fucking
Trevor really
asses.
does understand it. So Michael just needs to learn from Trevor and not.
So Franklin learns from Michael. What's Trevor's fucking goddamn role in all this bullshit? Like, really, for Trevor, I don't think he's fixable, dude. He is so fucked. I feel bad for Trevor, though. Trevor seems to me, yeah, he's crazy. He's a vile, fucking disgusting prick. I mean, we have a lot in common. But Trevor, I feel bad for him. He seems like he's really loyal. He just wants a true friend.
Trevor doesn't even have a mentor. Like
he gets fucked over by everybody, though. No one cares about him because they're so judgmental on him because of how he lives his life and how he. But you know what? He's a true friend. He even says to fucking Franklin, right? He even says to Franklin, like, Franklin, I was always true to you. And Franklin's like, yeah, but I'm not looking for the truth right now. Like,
yeah.
I feel bad for Trevor because he's actually the only fucking person here that is a true person that cares about his friends. Franklin ignores Lamar. Michael doesn't give a fuck.
That's why I'm saying Grand Theft Auto can still be Grand Theft Auto. It's still its bad version, like it always has been, but it's also trying to teach you something good. Trevor is the bad guy, but he's also the smart one. He's also the one we should be looking at. He understands his place in life. He's being himself, and it's okay to be bad, but not okay to be bad. You have to decode it. What's right from wrong. And Michael just lives a horrible life and doesn't understand fucking nothing. And Franklin is too young to even understand anything at all. So that's why Franklin needs to learn it before he gets to that age, because then Franklin's doomed.
See, check this out though, man. I'm looking at Freelander sent me another message back. Dear Michael, keep practicing those breathing exercises and stop looking for people to blame. Come and see me soon. Now, that's one thing I talked about in my one fucking yoga video, okay, was I noticed that the rings, when you breathe in and then you let go, there's a shade of a color that is in that ring that expands out and comes in. Now, that ring is sometimes dark, sometimes it's light, sometimes it's super light. That means, like, this is telling me that I'm kind of right in my view of yoga having to be a precise, perfect, like when it shows it down here and then up here, we actually have to use our toggles and swing around like that, not let go and then put them there. Swing around like that, and then when we breathe in, a right rhythm or a right set time, because his breathing, you can hear changes. Physically, you can hear it, but also the rumbling in the controller and the shade colors, okay? All that stuff. And then Freelander's giving us a hint right now about breathing exercises. So right now I'm getting mixed emotions with Freelander. I'm getting basically him being bullshit and charging me a lot of money, and Michael knowing that, and Michael saying this ain't working, but then again, he's also giving me good advice, which is going to help me in my game. So how the hell am I supposed to really know? That's kind of fucked. But then again, right now, I don't have an option to reply to that last message. So I could just take it for what it is and still not respond back to him. So right now it's still open-ended. You know what I mean?
A couple of things I gotta ask you. One, did you play a race before you got to the time that you're at right now?
No, I didn't have to do any races. Nothing showed up.
Yeah. You're gonna need to do a race. There's a race that you should have started with Hal prior to it being late at night on Sunday, but I guess you can still play it. So you can still play it at the end of this mission, but you need to get it done because it needs to go with the order of things. But as far as your people commenting on your stream here, I see that Michael's not a bad guy. You're right, he's not a bad guy. But compared to Trevor and Franklin, and understanding the Enlightenment process and what's right from wrong, and understanding the capitalistic way that Los Santos is, and the corruption that's actually involved with the FIB, the IAA, the banks, and everything else within the game, Michael was considered a bad guy because he's living in the fake world. He's a thief, and he's a traitor, and he's grown up to rip people off and rob people. That's all he's good for. So really, he's living the bad life. Trevor's a bad person too, but he understands his place in life. So therefore he's not bad. Michael's the bad person, not Trevor. Because
Okay.
stand up and rebel against Michael's kind.
This fucking Barry guy.
Michael has a stereotype, and Trevor does not. And that's what we need to work against, Michael's stereotype, and more towards Trevor's.
See, this Barry guy, I'm not sure. Like, what's the next mission you would start, Michael? The Michael mission?
Yeah, I don't even do Barry missions. No, I don't do them. Like I said, you don't have to do everything on the 100% checklist. And you don't have to... What's right from wrong? Like, you don't have to do everything that the game's throwing at you. Yeah, the alien aspect, Drop that for a minute and just have an open mind to you not having to do something. Like, nothing tells you to do those drug missions. In fact, why is Barry even offering promoting marijuana when marijuana's already legal? Like, it's already legal in the game. They're trying to legalize cocaine now, so what's Barry's point to even giving him marijuana? And trying to legalize marijuana when it's already legal in the game? They're trying to legalize coke, not marijuana. So, but I also feel that you're not supposed to be joining them anyway. One, it just wastes time, and it's not exactly like a good thing to do drugs. Michael doesn't like drugs. He doesn't want to do drugs. He's pissed off when Jimmy gives him drugs. He doesn't want to. If you smoke the bong in Jimmy's room, he talks about how he's not a bad guy. He doesn't want to do drugs. It's not a good thing to do. Don't do things based on how you want to play. Base it off of what the character wants to do. The character will tell you. Just like Michael sometimes comes out of like a hotel room. We were talking about this yesterday, Danny. The character will come out of the hotel, and he'll say, "I just couldn't find myself to do it,"
Right.
which means he just walked out of the hotel room and couldn't find himself to have sex with a prostitute.
Right.
Therefore, he doesn't do prostitution. He doesn't like prostitution. So why are you, the player, taking him to sleep with 9 people a day, according to Epsilon? Don't take him to sleep with anyone. He doesn't want to be unfaithful to Amanda. He wants to be faithful, and he wants to be the good guy. He wants a change in his life. You, the player, need to take him through that change, the correct, right change, not the bad change.
Why is it playing the
Don't
yoga
understand
music when you walk to Michael's house? I just got there and it's playing that yoga fucking music in the background, dude.
The Alturas music. Plays Alturas music.
It's the same music that when you do the yoga.
Same music you do Alturas with too. It's the Alturas music. You deliver somebody.
I'm wondering if the time is gonna fast forward or... It did.
It does. Just
Fuck.
pause the game. Just get the correct time. Pause the game and restart it.
It did.
Get the correct time. What's the time?
Monday at 9.
So it will start Monday at 9 o'clock in the morning. So
load
now
game?
reload your autosave, and now go find things to do. Go do that race. I know that Hal race that you need to start your racing guy. It's a Strangers and Freak mission. You need to start those going. So go meet Hal. Just do a bunch of stuff until it comes Monday at like 8:30
Roxy's made a
in the
good
morning.
point just now. He's like, didn't you just skip that taxi ride? He's like, I thought you shouldn't skip time. Does that skip time? Because I noticed that when you go, and if you skip during the taxi ride, the time
It
won't
will
be the
skip
same.
forward
It'll
one.
skip.
But it will. Does it skip forward more? Or does it skip? Because when I've tested it, it's always skip forward the same amount of time. Like as long it takes me to get to their driving, it will be the same thing if I skip.
Right, that's what I've noticed too. So
Yeah,
I'm
so I think
wondering.
it's okay taking taxis, I believe, but that's why I think sometimes I think that Franklin's to buy the taxi cab company sometimes. But then again, I don't know because that means you didn't learn anything from the tow truck missions if you buy the taxi company because you're not supposed to be the mule, you're supposed to be the mule driver. And if you're driving around picking people up, you're technically a chauffeur. You're the mule. You're listening to somebody else's orders. You're not doing something for yourself.
Right. Well, okay. So basically, it's Sunday at 2. So I got fucking. Oh my god, I got a long time. I got 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I got like 19 fucking hours to go, dude, till Michael can
Yeah, but
start
you
that
can, like I
mission.
said, I mean, and you don't even have to, like I said, I think it's okay to start it. Like if it's like an hour before a game starts, if you literally have absolutely nothing left to do in the game,
Well, I can go
nothing,
to Franklin. Franklin has
then
a mission right now.
maybe even try like yeah, just switch another character. Maybe try to go to on a friend mission. Maybe go. I'm pretty sure Amanda should be texting you somewhere around here, telling you about tennis. So then you should go play tennis with Amanda. Then you should
Should you?
what
Should you
else?
go play tennis with
Yeah,
Amanda?
yeah, because she asks you about playing tennis. So you should go play tennis with Amanda because you need your if you want to do 100% checklist, you better do your tennis. If
Yeah, but you know what? You can't go to Michael's house yet to play tennis. Not yet. That's where the
you
mission's
can
at.
you don't have to walk in Michael's house to play tennis there. First off, you can play tennis anywhere on the map. There's a bunch of places. Second, you can go into if you go into Michael's house, don't walk into the house to start the mission. Just don't walk into the yellow marker. You can walk like drive in and drive toward the back like you're going to like the pool in the backyard, and then just get out of the car and walk down to the tennis court, and you'll be okay.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I always play it at Amanda's at their house though because it's Amanda that I'm playing with, so why not just go to my own house to play? But yeah, you definitely want to get that mission with the races done because that starts off your races and you can play one race every night in the game, and then you can get races done. Franklin does races like everything like it's going back to the triathlons too. Each character plays each other's things. So like to get the special skills up for shooting, Franklin goes to the shooting range. For Michael to get his special flying skills up, like Trevor has, he has to go to flight school. And they keep doing these things that overlap each other to build each other's skills up. So to get the racing technique for Michael and Trevor, Franklin is in this midlife crisis that they're going through. Franklin is teaching Michael and Trevor things just like they're teaching Franklin things. Well, he's teaching them about the streets of Los Santos, and you can technically go on the race. You can do the races with Franklin. You do off-roading races with Trevor, and you do sea races with Michael because Michael likes the water and he has boats, and he's also the one that's on the Sea Shark when he goes to rescue his daughter from the yacht, and another mission too as well that he does a sea racing. Trevor does off-road races. Not only does Ron alert him for the next-gen users that there's special races, special stock car races for off-roading for Trevor, but Trevor does, I think, is told to go do like off-roading races out in the desert because that's where Trevor lives, out in the desert. So he goes out and does the
But think about the
quadding and dirt
trailer.
biking.
In the trailer, we got Franklin like in the Chile wilderness, fucking doing a
But
quad race.
that could be just to throw you off. If you go look on the social club, you'll see something different. You'll see the actual characters riding specific things. You'll see Trevor on a dirt bike. You'll see Franklin in a car, and you'll see Michael on a boat. So the trailer is already different from the 100% Social Club site. So then, on top of that, but then you just learn from the game. It's all about learning your lessons in the game. So if the game tells you that Michael is to be riding boats and he has a fascination for boats, then technically, to get Michael's driving skill up, he would technically have to race a vehicle. His vehicle is a boat or jet skis. Franklin's driving skill is cars, and Trevor's driving skill is stock car races or ATVs and dirt bikes and stuff like that.
Right.
And so now all your skills are built off of each other's by doing each other's things. So like if you have a flight school unlocked and the game tells you flight school's open, I think Ron calls you or texts Trevor and tells you flight school's now available. Take Michael and go get flight lessons. Take Franklin and go get flight lessons.
You know what, dude? I'm looking at this right here in the cab, and there's a waypoint. It's like I have an option to go to Beverly right now, but he said to meet him in a week.
Meet him in a week, yeah.
So it wouldn't make sense to go there until...
It would go there to make sense to go there in 1 week from the day that you started the Beverly mission first.
That was on Saturday.
Why else would he tell you? Yeah, and why else would he tell you to go there in a week? There would be no reason for the dialogue to tell you to meet him in another week if a week wasn't actually supposed to be occurring in the game. Like if it was not needed in the game, they wouldn't put in there, "I'll see you in a week." They would just say, "See you next time," or something like that, because the next time you see him.
Right.
He wouldn't say, "See you in a week," unless a week actually mattered in the game, and it does matter. Just for the simple fact that they put a lunar phases in. There's a lunar, each phase, different day of the week. There's seasons in the game. Just for knowing that, you know, time is very important.
No, it was actually a Monday. It was actually Monday because Monday, that Simeon mission was at Monday at 9, and I had just got done with Beverly, so it was actually Monday, wasn't it?
What Monday for what?
For Beverly, when I did that Beverly mission.
I'm not sure. I don't remember because you kind
I
of.
could always go rewind my podcast and watch it.
Beverly. I haven't even done my Beverly mission yet. I'm still sitting on. I don't think I have any viewers at the moment. I've just been sitting on the pause screen for 20 minutes, just watching your screen and guiding you through.
So.
I got to get you those mission times. I'll send them
over.
And I
was also able to get my P or CJ, P, whatever the fuck. It said it was in the impound. There it is. So here's my bike. So
I'm working on these mission times, you know, for like, you know, years. The game's been released, though. I really do think the answers lies in this mission order. Starting things at the right time.
Oh, I'm almost positive it, dude. That flow, that was just such a beautiful flow there.
Yeah.
That first part of the game that I just did, it was such a beautiful fucking flow, dude. It was. See, I'm scared to start this because I don't know when to fucking start anything, man.
Also notice, like, when you play things, also notice the location of where the moon is in the game. Notice that it's like where it's at, where it's rising, where it's setting during the day. It'll tell you the day that you're in, the season that you're in.
Also, starting the mission with the right character, like, there's always going to be one character that's going to get the most out of that dialogue. It's going to get the whole dialogue. I think that's who you need to start that character, that mission with.
Yeah, I do. There's times where even if you don't start the mission with the right character, time will be different as well. I'm pretty sure, like, if you start the character with Franklin at Michael's house, time starts at, like, I think it was about 9 o'clock or something like that, 8 o'clock. A lot of missions start at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, but if you stay with Frank, or if you do Michael first, and if you just go in and walk into the complications as Michael, then or father and son, I think is what it is actually. If you start with Franklin, it'll like go right into him walking in. Michael's already laying on the thing, and time will be like 10 o'clock in the morning, but it'll be like 7 or 8 in the morning when you start as Michael. It's different with the people you start with.
Oh shit!
That's another thing with the dream too. Like when Michael picked up on it recently, but when Michael's you know, laying on the outside next to his pool, and Amanda and Tracy are fighting inside on father and son mission. He takes a drink, he lays back, and he closes his eyes into the sunset, and then he like wakes up. And the time actually forward on by like 2 hours. The time is like 10 o'clock in the morning at that point. So time just forwarded 2 hours, which means Michael went to sleep. He fell asleep in that chair, which makes me think that this really is all a dream. He fell asleep in that lawn chair next to his pool in the sunset, in the sun. And now he's just laying there dreaming, and this is the dream we're living. It's Michael's dream while he's laying next to his pool. But I don't know. It could be, it might not be. I don't know. It's just a little thing I picked up on.
It could be. It really could be. There's the Mary. I could do the triathlon thing with Marianne right now. See, what do you do first? Do you do the Michael, or do you do the chop mission first with Franklin?
Hold on a second. I want to wreck. What's that?
Because right now I could either do Michael mission or a Franklin mission. And
What's available? What are the missions?
both of those missions are
pull
available. I'm about to do the triathlon with Marianne real quick.
Yeah, okay. Go do the triathlon.
This exercise stuff's
The
about as
little.
relaxing for you as it is.
But I'm saying,
See, this lesson teaches you about staying in shape with yourself during enlightenment, keeping your body in shape all throughout your life and your age. She's like middle aged and she's still running triathlons, keeping good shape of her body. Michael's a washed up jock, same age but a washed up jock. He's fat, he's out of shape, he eats bleeder burgers, he smokes cigars, he's fucked. So the lesson here for this enlightenment story, the lesson for this one is to keep your body in shape and maintain like your health throughout life. Don't let yourself be a washed up jock who's fat and out of shape. That's the lesson being taught here. And that's why Michael has to do it, and that's why he has to teach Franklin to do it. And Trevor does it as well. Because everything teaches you a lesson. You have to. It's not just you're not just going to meet Marianne to go do a triathlon. There's a reason why you're doing the triathlon. There's a reason they're showing you that you have to do the triathlon. And there's lessons that need to be taught. You need to learn those lessons. Every lesson, every mission you play in this game has something to be learned from. You have to learn the lesson.
right. I noticed how they put the sun right there. Look at that, dude. It's like if you do play this in this order you're talking about, you could. The shit's like right in your fucking face.
You should really think about behavioral medication.
You should say so. How's that prostate holding up? Okay, here we go. Last push. Come on, flick the switch, Marianne. Let's go lactic.
I thought I had issues, but
I'll be right back,
you give me hope.
Come on, bitch.
My shrink's office is right near here if you want to work through some of that shit.
Yeah, because you're a walking advertisement for therapy.
Woo!
Not too shabby, huh?
You can have that one on me. I never got out of second gear. I already did it 10K today.
Okay, so there's Marianne. And there's the sun. So, I guess it is becoming nighttime.
I wasn't even there. I was away from the controller, so I don't know if you were talking to me or not. Sorry.
No, you're okay. It's nighttime almost. Hey, 2 emails. What's this?
Don't cheat in the race. You cheating, Danny?
No, I'm not cheating. I was jumping down the stairs, but fuck it.
Oh yeah, I do that too. Just because you definitely run out of stamina before you fucking get to the end.
Yes, you do.
So I hop down the steps so that I can save it.
They definitely changed the website around here.
But it makes me think though that maybe you are supposed to fail it to prove a point that you're out of shape and Marianne's healthy. She says I can still outrun you any day. You're supposed to let her win. You're purposely supposed to like die of a heart attack. Or are you supposed to win? Do you fail it if you let her win? I think you might fail it, but I'm not sure.
I
never let her win.
I've never let her win either. See, right now I got Tanya. I got Chop. I got Beverly, which is in for another couple days, and then that Michael. See, it's a tough call, dude. I don't know what you want to do next. I don't know what you did on your
Where are you at?
on
What
the
are you
mission
doing?
orders here.
What are you? Well, are you done?
I
Go
just
up
got
them
done
steps. Go
beating
up.
her.
Everybody, turn around. Go up them steps and go up around. You'll be at your car again.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like right where you ended the race. Wait, no. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what you're doing just because this is on a time delay, so I don't know what you're.
I'm just walking up the bridge. Like, I don't know which mission to
I still
start.
see you on a map or something, so that's all I see on the screen at the moment.
Michael, Monday at 9, but then isn't the chop mission also in the morning, guys? Somebody made that comment. The chop is in the morning, and if that's true...
Excuse me, friend.
Well, we've already been going for 2.5 hours. That's a long video, man.
What? It's been 2.5 hours? Holy shit! Well, we've covered a lot of information.
Yeah, we have. If you want, we could always, it did just autosave. If we, yeah, you know what? We should probably continue this broadcast and do part 2, maybe tomorrow. If you want, we could do one in the morning every day or whatever. Sometime soon, though. We should probably call this one quits, and then me and you could discuss what to do next, so we know when to.
I was gonna say you can even like just let it, just even keep streaming it, play as much as you want to play.
But I'm streaming this directly to my
long.
YouTube. You know what I mean? It's not on Twitch.
Even if it's 5 hours, even if people like stream it to like fast forward the time, they're still gonna pick up information.
Right. I see what you're saying.
It's up to you.
Well, you know what? If we do it this way, if we come back to it and have the second episode, I could have stuff discussed with you about this mission orders and stuff. We don't have to waste so much time with all that shit too. So it'll give everyone a good chance to get this one. Yeah, if you're streaming, guys, you could jump over to Delta. Delta's Twitch channel is twitch.tv/DELTANINE THC420. That's Delta 9 for THC420. Twitch.tv/Delta NINE THC420. Definitely go there. Follow Delta. Check him out. He's broadcasting right now. I'm going to break off from you guys. End the video /broadcast. You guys can feel free to follow me. Subscribe to me here on YouTube if you already haven't, or follow me on Twitch. Also, mine is twitch.tv/MusicVidiot. Also, give me some love on Facebook and like Tumblr. I'm missing some love from you guys on these other social media services. My name is MusicVidiot on all those places, except for Twitter. It's music_vidiot. So hopefully you guys all hit me up on all those different platforms or whatever. Stay tuned soon for the next installment of our understanding here, and we'll go on with the mission times, and then you guys can even watch the stuff to follow your own playthrough, and you'll have everything in order for yourselves. So if anything, there's good conversation and stuff for you guys to pick up on. So I'd like to thank you guys all for joining. It's been an honor and a pleasure having you all jump in today. Go over and check out Delta's broadcast. Show him some love and use both fingers while doing so. Yeah. See you guys in the near future. See you guys in the near future. Next broadcast or video. Ta-ta, and as fucking always, shoot for the stars. Peace.